did not think I was going to get an opportunity to do this. So I just want to start off with this. That I did not think I was going to be able to come back into this account. I did not think I was going to ever be able to talk to y'all again. So this live is a live that's happening from a space in my heart that is just like, bitch, I really thought we was never going to talk again. And not because I didn't want to talk. Not because I didn't want to talk. Not because I didn't have nothing to say. Not because I didn't want to come back. Not because I didn't think about y'all. Literally, I have to hold that I really, I really did the thing. And it's like I'm trying not to like put myself through too much more and hold myself too accountable for other people's behavior, but at the same time, I gotta be candid that I'm the one who put myself in this situation. Like, I'm the one trying to trust people. What up, Nene? I'm the one trying to, make moves. And I feel like before I go any further, I just want to say straight up, I got locked out of this fucking account. That is why I've not been here for so long. Um, and it wasn't just I was locked out of the account. I have also experienced some domestic violence that I didn't even really want to talk about. I feel like I'm going to talk about it here just because, again, the situation. What up, love? What up, Nene? What up, love is a woman? The situation that unfolded is one that I want to be candid about, but also, as I said in the first few, like it's been 2 minutes since I've been here, I did not think I was going to ever get a chance to like say what's happening, and I forgot in the midst of everything going on how much like I've been chronicalizing my life, like even though it's been very loose. I appreciate you for caring at all. Honestly, it's been a very wild ride. Honestly, but I'm just trying to come here and be candid like I usually am, but I'm also trying to use this time to just be grateful because again, uh, trigger warning for bitches gonna be crying. Like trigger warning for bitches gonna be fucking going through. Like I just want to let anybody know if they're coming on this live. Like it's very emotional right now. Very just a lot. And that's why I'm not even making eye contact because it's just like I'm overwhelmed and like I knew I had to come here. I knew I had to make a live. I knew I had to talk about this. I knew I had to break silence, but I've been trying to just mentally just focus on just feeling not crazy as hell. Not to be ableist towards myself, but I've been feeling out of sorts as fuck and it's just been a wild ride. So I'm gonna try to start from where I last left off. I felt the last time I was here, I was talking shit about the person I was living with because it was obvious to me that they were like love bombing somebody new. And I spent a lot of time watching content about like men harming women, intimate partner violence. Like I watch a lot of content from older women who talk about how men have abused them, exploited them. And so some of the information that I may share with you is information that I got from older people or from people who have been able to contextualize what their experience was. And so I'm gonna be super real with y'all. Like coming into this situation, I did not realize I was being love bombed. I just thought I was being liked. I thought I was being liked a normal amount. But in retrospect, no, I wasn't. And so I want to be candid that like I thought things were all aligning and everything was like working out, and it wasn't. Like it was genuinely this person seeing that I had a need, knowing that they had a need, and knowing that like they could get their needs met without even having to really think too deeply about my need. It's not about Miss Andre. I'm just trying to be candid that like I was harmed by two men. So I just want to be candid. Tony, the two Tonys live life. I want to just be super candid that I was harmed by men, unfortunately. I do think that, harm happening from women to women is a thing. I feel like we know this. I feel like toxicity can live in all genders. But at this point in this conversation, we are talking about misogyny. We are talking about how men show up in certain spaces and can cause harm. And so if you are someone who is a man and you don't necessarily want to like hear from a victim who has been harmed by a man, you are free to go. I think it's important for us to like just make space for people to dip on out if they're not going to be having empathy or grace. That's okay. I do wanna say though, if the situation was flipped and a man was talking about the situation, I genuinely believe it would be valid to still be hearing and listening. But I do think that unfortunately, like 9 times out of 10, the shit that I'm talking about is shit that like a lot of femmes are not doing to men. Not saying none, just saying that what I'm about to explain to you is unfortunately a common situation that happens to a lot of femme people from men. It's unfortunate, but it is the case. So, with that being said, if folks are feeling a way about me addressing masculine people, men, cis dudes, whatever the case may be, that's fine. But just give me some space, because honestly, like, there's plenty of moments to drag me for my behavior in this. Like, I feel like that's just not that. You know what I mean? That's not it. But there's gonna be moments to be like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, yeah, for sure. Um, Tony, you could cry though. What about that? You could cry. You could be letting it known that you're still hurting because you're bringing it up. But I digress. I don't want to be derailed too far. Because again, I have a lot to fucking talk about today. But if you did want to talk about your pain, I hope you do on your channel. I hope that you let people know what's going on with you. Honestly. Because I'm not about to be mean to you. I could tell. Obviously, you've been hurt. Me too. That's why I'm here talking. With that being said, as I said, like I've been living in this housing situation with a single parent. And when I started noticing that they were kind of a deadbeat, I was like, yeah, I can't really be with you for real, but we could still be cool. But I can't really be with you. And his energy was very much like rejected, feeling away, and that's valid. But right after I told him that his behavior was not hitting for me and that I never seen his baby no more, like it was just a lot of things. You know what? It's all right. You ain't gotta count my chins. You could just leave. You can just go. That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part about this. Yeah, also, if you're mean to me, I'ma just block you. I just wanna put that out there. Um, I'ma just block you. So, enjoy. I love it. But yeah, so as I was saying, I told this person that because of their behavior, I could not date them, and they started to love bomb somebody else. And I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, oh wait, bitch, not, bitch. Like I was saying though, at first I was just like, oh, you love bombing this person. I know we're a little bit messed up right now. But I was noticing them love bombing this person. I tried to check in with them about it, but the energy was very much like, mind your business, bitch. Bitch, the trauma. But yeah, no. So like I said, I noticed them trying to love bomb somebody else, and it was just really depressing because I was just like, dang, like you really did not like me, like you really never fucked with me, like you really was just trying to use a bitch, and that shit was hard. But I decided that I was not about to let that shit drain me. I was about to just focus on myself, and so honestly, I just want to take a moment and give myself a flower because I seen that he was not a good person or he was not for me. Nobody broke up with him. Nobody was with him. I just let him know like I could not, like I couldn't keep on trying to see if there was something romantic for me here because I just feel like I can't imagine being with a deadbeat dad. Like I'm gonna just be so for real. There's just something icky about that to me. Like if you see a man who don't take care of his kids, like, and you don't care. Nah, I'm not hurting. I'm just like, as I said, I'm just trying to give context for everything that's going on. What up, Kristen? I hope you're doing well. But like I was saying though, like the person that I was living with, like we were talking about dating, we were talking about being in a relationship. But as I said, I noticed that they were a deadbeat. I noticed that they were not doing the things that they used to do the few months that we were talking. So I just noticed that like they just switched up and all the things they said they were not about to do. And so when they asked me to be their girlfriend, I was like, hey, I'm not really seeing you with your baby. I'm not really seeing you do nothing that you was doing before. Uh, and they said verbatim, they were like, I don't deserve you yet, but I will. And I was like, girl, you don't have to turn this into no Hallmark movie. Like, you could just, you know what I mean? But between me and you, I feel like the energy was very much like love bomb. Like he was giving me multiple rounds of love bombing. Like that's what they don't tell you about love bombing is this not just the beginning. Like once you start to clock the behavior being inconsistent, that's when they love bomb you again. And like every time you try to talk about how shit not hitting, they love bomb you again. And so you may not get it. Like I remember at one point I was like, damn, like not a second round of love bombing. Cause it's like he started acting real different after I brought up how he was acting real different. And I just was like, please don't do this shit. And I feel like it reminded me of in the beginning when we first started talking, we had an argument because I was like, don't be saying no good morning text if it ain't gonna be good morning every morning, bitch. And like, that's just how I feel. Like, I feel personally like if you're going to say good morning to a bitch, don't start that shit if you're not about to say good morning every morning, bitch. Cause like, I don't get it. Like, motherfuckers be want to say good morning to you, but it's like, again, leave me alone with that good morning shit. Simply because, as I said, I do not see the point in telling me good morning if it's inconsistent. It just seems weird. But what up, JD? Anyways, like I was saying, so I already had conversation with this person about inconsistency, and so I just want to be super clear. I was never, well, let me not do that. I feel like after I told them that I didn't want to be their girlfriend because I didn't see them doing enough, that's when I noticed like they just started to act real different, real different. And it was hurting. It did hurt because I was like, damn, I really thought, because in the past I brought up your behavior, you actually gave a fuck. Now it's just like, you really don't give a fuck. And I said some things I probably shouldn't have said. Like, I told this motherfucker I hated his ass. I just feel like I was just getting sick because it was just like, bro, like, ugh. Anyways, so yeah, you already know we wasn't fucking, we wasn't doing nothing. Like it was just, and again, I'm not saying I wanted to fuck, but I'm just saying like I took my pussy back. And I feel like when I took the coochie back, I was like, took the coochie back. I just feel like he ain't like that. That didn't sit right with him, and that's okay. But I feel like when I took the coochie back, I feel like he started looking for new coochie. And when he found new coochie, bitch, of course, because this is a fucking telenovela, he starts talking to this bitch that his baby mama hate. So him and this new bitch are on some fuck the baby mama. Keep in mind, the baby mama already told me that she not gonna let the baby come over here no more because she don't trust him. And I was like, that makes sense. Live life. Like I'm not about to fight with the baby mama. So now the baby mama talking about because I'm here, the baby can't come over. Whole time she done already told me it's because of him. Then then she find out that he dealing with her op. Now the baby mama going nuts. Now the baby mama going to the courts. Now baby mama getting a motherfucking child support custody agreement stuff together. And I'm gonna be so for real, bitch. I'm not involved in none of this. He got a whole new bitch. He got a whole new situation. I'm minding my fucking business. Sometimes you take the coochie back and they act brand new or crazy. That is true. That is messy. It is. But again, bitch, I'm ignoring them. I'm just like, bitch, I'm focused on my business and my success and my motherfucking survival. I'm gonna eat an ice cream cone, go to church, read my Bible, and leave people alone. I literally was like, let him do what he doing. At some point though, listen, but if I'm a man, why are you watching a man? Why are you as a man watching a man? Mr. Lisa, why are you watching a man? Exactly, Tony. Exactly. You got potatoes in your ears. I'm gonna just keep on talking. So, like I said, they're doing their thing, but I'm gonna be so for real. At some point, I started noticing this motherfucker moving his stuff out, and I was like, girl, I was like, is we moving? Like, are you moving in with her? I was like, don't you think that's kind of fast? Like, he fucked her for like 3 days and then was talking about he in love with her. I was like, and that's what had me realizing, like, oh, he a love bomber. But it's not even just like being a love bomber. It's like he's the type of man who like literally isn't getting what he want from a bitch. So he like, fuck it, I'm gonna just find me a new bitch to give me what I want. And so, anyways, like I was saying, there was just this whole fucking situation unfolding where he's trying to find a new bitch, found a new bitch, and now the new bitch is like, let's get married, let's move in, let's do this and that. And I'm sitting here like, whole time he's like, bro, you're good. Um, you can call me whatever you want to call me, babe. There's a name on the channel, but honestly, I don't care. Lisa, why are you watching fat bitches though? That's what got me. Like, imagine watching a fat bitch being like, you're a fat bitch. Like, true. What's next? What's next? Like, I really just be wondering, like, y'all, is there more to the joke? Like, I went through middle school just like y'all. Like, I get it. I'm a fat bitch. Okay. Okay. But do y'all realize the roasting not working? This pig still motherfucking uncooked. What's going on? What's going on? Y'all ain't even like, bitch. Y'all ain't even got a grill. Not bitch. Do I need some money, bitch? I definitely need some motherfucking money. But I also want to share my fucking tail because this shit is crazy. And honestly, bitch, I feel like sharing my story, as I said, is important, and someone gonna realize why at some point if you stick with it. But it is what it is. Glitterflies, I appreciate you. Thank you for being kind. But I'm gonna be super fucking real. All my moderators are fucking sleep. And so that's why my fucking comments are looking fucking crazy. But it's all good. I'm just putting people in timeout. That's good. Mm-hmm. Yes, please. I appreciate that. No, bitch, I'm not good. I'm not good. Listen, I'm trying to tell this story. Y'all know I be telling stories long as fuck. My bad for being fucking hella fucking long winded. I'm just trying to give people the backstory for the story that I'm about to tell because the story kind of fucking long and kind of crazy. Just trying to be candid. The story's crazy as fuck. The whole story. The whole story. And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna take my motherfucking time on this shit. Because real talk, I be talking fast as fuck and I be forgetting parts of the story. And then on top of that, I'm telling you right the fuck now. Bitch, you're not even supposed to see me right now. Bitch, first of all, I'm supposed to be in a motherfucking box. Bitch, like I'm not even trying to be. Bitch, I'm not even supposed to be fucking be here, bitch. I'm not even trying to be dramatic, but the situation is crazy. I know. It's like what the fuck? Like, what time is it? I know. I was locked out, and not even just locked out the account. Like, my whole shit got fucked up over some crazy shit, and that's why I'm trying to just take my time to tell the story in the way that I think makes sense. I'm trying not to do too much, but bitch, I already fucking did. So, but like I said, I'm gonna take my fucking time, bitch, cause. Like, you ever just have like a near death experience and you're just like, time's precious. I hate that I'm sounding so fucking dramatic, but it's the truth. Like, it's like time is very fucking precious right now, like to me. Just cause I feel like I literally thought like I was done. And like it's like it hits different when you've been depressed for a minute too and like you've been feeling fucked up. And then you feel like, damn, like I was really about to be gone. Like, again, for the people that are watching, we're 19 minutes in. For anybody who is like gives a fuck to leave a comment, just say the bitch start telling the story at 20 minutes. Honestly, at this point, because I feel like that backstory don't even fucking matter to what I'm about to get into. But let's say 20 minutes. That's when the story start. So basically, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much for just being here and being a witness. Like, this situation is crazy as fuck. I did not choose this time to come here to be dramatic. I finally got access to my account. So I just want to be candid that that's why I'm here at this time. Not to be like popping up in the middle of the night so nobody can see me. That is not the case. I'm trying to motherfucking go live. I was trying to go live as soon as I could. This was as soon as I could. The bitch did start talking about that story 20 minutes ago. I have ADHD. I will put that right there. I have ADHD. My lighter broke. My lighter broke. I had to light on the stove. Bitch, it's my mental not good, bitch. My mental not good. I'm not even gonna fucking. I'm not gonna hold you. It certainly was a 20-minute intro for sure. So anyways, like I was saying, I'm living with this man. He start loving bombing a new bitch. He start stealing resources from a new bitch. He robbed my friend. He robbed my friend and then dragged me for realizing he robbed my friend. And then my friend had the nerve to tell me I'm toxic for fighting with this man when I was only fighting with this man because he robbed the bitch. I'm like, sweetie, I was trying to get your money back. I'm sorry that it became a hostile environment when I asked this man where the money was. Yikes. Like, white people was really trying to make me seem out to be a villain. Whole time, I'm Scruff McGruff. Whole time, I'm taking bites out of crimes. Whole time, I'm figuring shit out. But I'm a bitch and a hoe. Okay. So that already fucking unfolded up in this space. Then this motherfucker over here love bombing a new bitch. The new bitch gonna act like she my fucking landlord. Wild. It is that it is. It is. And so, anyways, like I was saying, like the new bitch think that she the landlord. Like the new bitch came in here with my roommate talking about something. We understand that you can't leave right away, and I'm just like, what does this bitch think I'm here for? Because I'm only here to get my lick back from getting fucking tricked by this man, and like that was my thought process. It was like I'm gonna get my lick back some way somehow, because he's not about to play me. The new girlfriend is under the impression that I'm a tenant or some shit, or that I'm like a runaway girl. That shit was crazy. This motherfucker basically told the bitch I'm a rescue dog, which is really insane because it's like, sweetie. So listen, I kept it cute and played my part, but at some point I realized like this motherfucker about to try to play me. Like I knew it. Like as soon as I seen most of the stuff leaving the apartment, I was like, this motherfucker gonna try to move out. But he told me to my face, he said July was paid for and I had given him money. He had asked me for money for a while. I had finally gave him some money to protect myself, bitch, because I was like, hold up. Because if you trying to dip on out of here, bitch, the way I'm about to have record of payment, ho. The way I'm about to have record of fucking payment. And so, anyways, this motherfucker gonna ask me, bitch, and you know what? I gotta bump it back. In the middle of all this, I started working with somebody new. I thought they were gonna help my business. They were for a time, but it became very clear that they were just too on some party shit. Like they were on some like invite motherfuckers to my house type shit, and it was really creepy. Cause I seen him on the phone talking about some. I'm at the spot, slide through. I'm like, what is the spot? Like, bitch, what the fuck? You are a guest. Like, I invited you over to kick it and have a good time, and not even really that. Like, I really only invited you over because, bitch, I have resources that I need to motherfucking, like we have resources in common. So real talk, like on some Capricorn type time, bitch. Like our connection at first was just cute and wholesome and acquaintanceship, but then he really like. I, this story about to go left. It has to. It has to go left for it to make sense. Anyways, so this man propositioned me and tried to get me to fucking suck his dick for some money. I was like, bitch, I see the bigger picture here. Cause you try to get your dick sucked, you think it's small, bitch. You could just work for my business and we could just fucking make money together. We could just fucking do different shit. We could just do different shit. That was my thought process. It's like, you're actually a little too young for me. You're cute or whatever, but it's never gonna be nothing. And his energy was like, that's fine. His energy was like, that's fine. I was naive. I thought it could be professional. It was never about to be professional. Learned a lesson, bitch. Learned a lesson. So I realized very quickly, like, this man is never going to stop trying to get me to suck his dick or fuck him or do something sexual. And so I had to tell him straight up, like, we are just homies, we're just friends. That's it. Now, did I slip up? Did we hook up like twice? Absolutely. Super did that shit. Do I feel ashamed about it? Slightly, slightly. Again, we all have needs and desires, but again, I feel like I shouldn't have did that shit. I really shouldn't have did that shit. I knew he was too young. Mm. Now, I'm not trying to talk about what we all did or whatever. I'm just trying to name that there was two hookup situations in the time that I knew this person. And after I told him I just wanted to be friends, after I told him I just wanted to be some business shit, I could tell he was hurt by the shit. But babe, I'm the older person and I was older by 10 years. So I'm gonna be real with you. Me even doing what I did was wild. I regret it in ways. I don't regret it in the ways that I was enjoying it and I was having a good time. But that was maybe 10% of it. I feel like the other 90%, I just did not feel comfortable and I felt kind of like just, I just felt like I was in a lonely moment. I was in a lonely moment. Again, not hawk to a bitch. Stop. So, anyways, I hooked up with this person, tried to get it back on track as friends. It never got back on track as friends. At some point, I want to say fucking Juneteenth, we had an argument because I asked him what he wanted to eat for breakfast because I was about to cook for myself. I offered to cook something for him. He just started bugging, like acting like I was about to have an attitude. And I was just frustrated because it's like, sweetie, like I'm just trying to motherfucking have a good little morning and you're still at my house and we didn't hook up the night before or nothing like that. But we did have like a weird conversation where he was trying to kiss me and I kept being like, no, dog, like we're friends. Yikes. And he was like, you don't love me no more. And I was like, bitch, I never loved you. Like, and I felt bad, but it's the truth. I was like, I never loved you. Like, we hooked up. It was fun. But I hate to say this. I feel like we had the same Venus sign, and this is unrelated, but slightly. We both had Venus and Aquarius, and I feel like we both were trying in that moment to soften because I know I can be very standoffish in like love and romantic relationships. But because I knew this wasn't gonna be anything, I never was doing any of that. Um, again, he was my little homie. Like if I like it was a situation where like he had also told me like he was kind of in a similar situation. Like he made it seem like, I'm also living with somebody. This situation didn't work out. I feel like a burden. And so even though in retrospect that was all a lie, that did play a big part in why I was allowing him into the space because I felt like, damn, like we both going through the same shit. Like we both going through all this stuff. Again, this person was my neighbor. We're just gonna call them Shooter. That's all we're gonna call them. We're just gonna call them Shooter. I'm not gonna explain why. You don't need to know why. It's not that deep. I'm just trying to give people names so that it don't get confusing. So my roommate's name is Nat. Nat was dating this new person named B. The person B and them were shacking up around the corner. Literally, I thought they were way further away, but it turns out they're around the corner. And so I was lonely here, bitch. I'm gonna be real with you. I was lonely. I was bored. There was moments where there was like Shooter would just pop up out of nowhere with a speaker, and we would just be outside listening to music and just kicking it. But I want to say when we hooked up, I never was thinking it was romantic. It was never even romantic what we were up to. Like it was just very much like we're hooking up, that's that. But again, I can understand somebody being like, well, you made breakfast for them. Bitch, I made breakfast for myself. And I said, do you want something? Like, it was I take care of myself. Are you hungry as well? Again, they decided in that moment to tell me that they felt like I was about to get an attitude. And I was like, here it goes. I was like, here's the attitude. You can leave my home. So they left. They were very annoyed. But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, oh, Kenyatta. Absolutely. Absolutely. I genuinely thought, again, that this person was in danger. They were, as I said, they were 10 years younger than me. I am 34 years old. You do the fucking math. I really should not have done this. But again, I was lonely. I was feeling discarded. I was like, this person trying to hook up with me already for some monies. Might as well get it. You know what I mean? Did I get the monies? Eh. Like, I'm not gonna say I got nothing, but I'm gonna say it wasn't like a transactional situation in that he didn't give me money to hook up. It was more like he was doing things for me. Like, I just feel like he knew I was fucking abandoned. He knew I was like lost and left on my own. Like, he definitely was trying to like make sure I was good. If I'm 34 and he's 10 years younger than me, how is he 14? Quickly, quickly, quickly. I need math. I need math immediately. I need math immediately. I need somebody in here with an abacus or something. I need somebody in here with some counters. Do we have any beans? Do we have any beans? I'm just asking if we have any beans. I want you to get 34 beans and take 10 away. If you have 14 beans, let me know. But whoa, that kind of fucked me up. Not where we drinking Casamigos. I'm crying at everybody clarifying with the age. Y'all are cute as fuck. I love all of y'all. I'm crying, bitch. I was like, not I'm going to jail. Like, as soon as I seen that shit, I was like, oh, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail because the internet done said I'm fucking with a fucking minor. Jesus Christ. Here we go. I'm going to jail. Thank God. Thank you. Thank God. Because I was really sitting here like, okay. Thank fuck that y'all's math is not, it's not the math. And I'm just going to move on with that. But my God, like, I genuinely was shook. He was a gang member, no bitch, but he was honestly like that's another layer to this. I'm not trying to make the story super long, but it's got layers to it. I'm so sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. Ribri, bitch, is that you? Let me find out. It's Ribri Tree in here, bitch. Let me find out my bitch from NOLA is in here. I thought you were way younger. See, and that's the thing though, like people do be thinking I'm younger and like I'm grateful, it's just the fatness though, honestly. Like, there's a video by Kidology called like Ozempic face versus fat face. And it's about like how if you're fat, you actually look younger. And that like the older you get, the more you have to like either get injections to maintain your fat or you have to um, work out a lot and then your face is going to be affected. It's a very good video for anybody out there who is like a thinner person or a fatter person. But it definitely did make me feel like, damn, right? Because I be telling people I'm 34, they be looking at me like, I'll be like, but low key. I also feel like people don't know what the fuck 34 mean. Like, I feel like you say 34, people hear like 54. Like, you say 34, people be like, I swear to God, I was talking to this person who told me they was 31. They're like, well, now that we're elders, I was like, you right. I was like, now that we have canes and walkers and life alert badges, yes, right. Now that we are old, right, right. But again, as someone in my 30s, I think that the only thing that I can say to anyone who's in their 20s, keep having fun, bitch. Honestly, because 30s is silly as fuck. It only gets sillier. It only gets sillier. Like, you really, like, in your 20s, you really think you should be wearing career basics. I'm telling you right now, when you get to the 30s, you're gonna realize. You're gonna realize, bitch, it's just 13th grade, bitch. That's all 20s was 13th grade. Oh, Ribri, I love you so much. Just thank you for being here. That's so, wow. I think I still have a video on here of you like playing music too. I think you actually played. Yeah, you played My Bedroom. That was so cute. But yeah, no. Again, if you're in your 20s, please keep having a good time. It really only gets goofier, and then you be trying to figure out, if you're gonna pay a bill or eat hot wings. It's really silly. Like, just try to have as much fun in your 20s as you can. I know a lot of bitches right now fighting over packs. Um, Packs of bologna, eggs, bitch, cheeses. Like I've seen some shit. I've seen some fights go down. Um, you're 42. Oh, okay. Kenyatta. Okay, also the person that said that the boy was not saying get married to have a family. I'm crying. Listen, get married to have a family if you want to, like, live life. Not I look 15 or 16. I'm crying. I'm crying, bitch. And not just I'm crying, bitch. I'm crying. I mean, I don't know how to process that. Like, I feel like I just look like a person. Uh, I mean, I don't know, bitch. Like, again, I feel like if I wasn't as fat, I could see, you know what I mean? Because even like right here, it's like if imagine it was snatched. I don't know. I just don't think I would look good as a thin person personally. I know some people may not want to hear that, but I feel like some thin people think like that every day. Like thin people every day are like, oh, I would not look good if I was fat. They just know that. They think. Meanwhile, I'm like, bitch, I have lost weight. I feel like it's coming back, but I lost some, but I found it a little bit. But when I was losing it, when it had lost me, I was just like, dang, like I feel like emaciated. Like I just like how I look as a fat bitch to the point where it's like if I lose weight, I really do be stressed. Like, dang, like can it come back? Just 'cause I feel like I'm looking tight. You know what I mean? I'm looking swole. And I don't know. I just feel like that's the thing. Like, let me eat like 6 donuts. Like, that's filler, babe. Like, that's like it's the way that my little like I got a little chicho right up here. Like, I filled it back in because like I'm telling you, like sometimes the fat it be leaving certain areas. Like my belly was lopsided, bitch. It was crazy. Like I don't know if y'all ever seen South Park when they had Cartman on the cross and half his body was like bones and the other half was still fat. I swear to God, bitch, that happened to me. Like I had one pack, like one 6 pack, like literally one of the packs of the six, and then the other half of my body was still fat, and I was like, and it didn't add up, and I looked. It looked fucked up, and I had to walk different just because again, like my body wasn't you know how I don't know. I feel like it's not adding up. But I'm just saying like the half of my body was emaciated. The other half was good. I had to stand different. It was traumatic. No, I'm not from California. Anyways, moving along. As I said, I did fuck somebody who was 24 years old. I'm not gonna lie, bitch. Like the group chat was roasting me so bad. Like they were like, sweetie, they were like, you are too young to be a cougar. They were like at this point, they're like, it's giving like, what are you doing? It's giving quarter life crisis. I was like, all right. Not too much on me, but I was really like posting like gifs of Stella from Stella Got Her Groove Back. I was like, they were like, it's that's not you. That is not you. And I was like, all right, well, okay. And so again, I was just embarrassing myself in this moment, but I didn't care, bitch. And I want to be super candid that I feel like the karma was very instant because I feel like I just don't think at this point in 30s I could go backwards sexually. Like I can't fuck with nobody who can't follow directions. Like if you really don't know how to touch pussies, if you're scared of pussies, like I met some people recently scared of coochie, and I was just like, whoa, like imagine being scared of coochie and still touching it. Yikes, you know what I mean? Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm definitely trying to I'm definitely trying to shift my behavior because I definitely feel like I've come across as like really and I'm much more. But again, I do think that finding true confidence and not just like I feel like I used to find my confidence in like being validated by other people. I feel like my external validation was on like another level, and I feel like I'm comfortable enough to be candid about that. Like I feel like I was very much like so obsessed with being perceived that that's where I was like feeling strength, and now it's like I'm just so grateful that I get to like exist and I get to perceive others and I get to learn and grow, and like my strength comes from knowing that I don't always have to be strong. Versus when I first got on the fucking internet and I'm just like, you gotta be strong, you gotta like know every goddamn thing. I bask in knowing nothing. I bask in knowing very little. I'm grateful that I can be open to other people's perspectives. You feel me? Like that I'm grateful I got to live long enough to where I can realize like, oh, I don't fucking know shit. And I will spend the rest of my life trying to stay curious and trying to understand. But as I said, like in the past, definitely was energy vampiric, and that's why I like here with y'all. I'm trying to just tell y'all this long ass story, but I'm also trying to give ways that I could be fucked up in the space as well, because I don't think that I'm perfect or anything like that. Not a hair reveal. I'm fucking crying. Not my barber did me dirty, bitch. I cut this shit myself. I feel really happy about my little cut. I did a little chubby chop. before I did my locks. I miss my locks, you guys. Like, I took my locks out and I want to cry about it. Am I single? Yes, but low key, bitch. Like, bitch, the way that I'm avoiding telling this story and I'm hating this for me, but I just want to add a little tidbit. I had two proposals this month. Two different men asked me to marry them, and one of them offered me $20,000. That's a whole nother story in its motherfucking self. But I'm gonna put it in here too because bitch, this live just about to be long and messy, and I just decided that right now. So, anyways, I'm gonna let my L and get back to the story. But like I said, I hooked up with a 24-year-old. I thought that I could get it back to business. It never got back to business. He was very upset with me. He also had a best friend that was sexy as fuck. But I knew by the way he would just like be bugging out that he would be mad if I talked to his best friend. But Lord so cute. I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it. I know I'm messy. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I was in my era of messiness and fucking 24-year-olds and just being messy. Like I don't necessarily think it was a good thing, but it's my truth. It's my fucking truth, bitch. Like I really was out here messy. And I'm gonna give myself grace. You know what I mean? Like while my motherfucking roommate was love bombing but bitches and trying to find trying to find a new place to roost. I was out here just, trying to get my sexual needs met. Not some horror paranormal things. A child I'm so sorry. Mm. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, bitch. I'm so sad. Unhide. My bad, Ribri. Maybe. Um you're super sweet, Ribri. I appreciate you. I definitely am trying to get back on my grind though. Things have been thinking. But yeah, as I was saying though, I hooked up with a 24-year-old. I thought we were gonna be cool. And again, out of nowhere, like this Indian man in my building like started trying to date me, and that shit was kind of wild. And so he asked me straight up. He was like, "Will you be my wife for $20,000?" He's like, "I'm trying to get a green card." I said yes. For the plot, for the plot, for the plot. I knew we weren't gonna get married, bitch. I knew we weren't gonna get married, bitch. Like, honestly, I knew. Like, you ever just know you're not gonna get married, but like, it's gonna be fun to say yes. Again, I said yes, and baby, at first it was cute, bitch. At first it was real fun, but then it got real awkward, and like, I had to teach him about consent. Oh my god. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah, we had to get a divorce immediately. Unfortunately, that marriage didn't last too long. I'm joking. We never actually got married, but he did proposition me with $20,000. I did make him buy me a wig just to see. Nene, trust me. We had all the conversations. This motherfucker was trying to make me move to Kansas. I was like, sweetie, I don't see that. I didn't get the 20K, bitch. Listen, I was only getting the 20K after the marriage, bitch. I was on that was kind of crazy. So I was getting a little bit at a time. You know what I mean? I took him to the beauty supply. I was like, get me a wig, because in my mind, I'm like, okay, so if you have 20K to spend on a bitch, you got a wig, you got some groceries, and then I want to say like the third time I tried to get groceries, he was like, he played me. Here's the thing, bitch. He was rapey, bitch. He was rapey. Like he was rapey, bitch. I had to literally tell him like, sweetie, like. And he was a Leo too. No shade to Leos, but listen, like I said, bitch, a lot of shit happened. A lot of shit fucking happened. At one point, I almost got married to this man. Now there's a Virgo who's trying to marry me, but baby, he's Muslim and he want me to convert. And it's like, sweetie, for any of the Muslim girlies that's here, now I know you need to say your prayers. Like, but yeah, no, he really trying to pressure me. But then he also was like, he's like, you can't pressure nobody to convert. But that's the only way we could get married. And I was like, damn it. But just sidebar, the Virgo that I'm talking to, the one that's Muslim, girl, there's just something going on with Virgos. Like, I don't know what it is, but mm, Mm. I'm crying. I don't feel like Leos are rapey. I was just saying, like, he's a Leo man, and I just feel like Leo men. I'm not gonna say too much, but yeah, no. The Virgo that I'm talking to right now, he definitely want to marry me. I'm shook because he want to marry other bitches too, and I'm like, I don't know if I would like that. And I don't know if you could really, if you could leave a multiple, you know what I mean? I don't know if you could leave a multiple wedding or relationship. Like, I don't know how I'd be able to leave if I didn't want to stay in that shit no more. So I feel like, again, like, yes, we entertained 2 marriages this month, we did. But, bitch, are we getting married? Probably fucking not, girl. Because, like, again, I feel like a lot of these men, like, they say they want to get married, but they really just want a slave. They really just want someone that they could, like, utilize. And so I feel like that's the other thing is like, dude was talking about having me, like, it was just crazy. Like, the dude with the $20,000, he was just like doing the most. He was doing the most, the absolute most. And now whenever I see him, I'd be like, cause sweetie, what's going on? Not Leo's will be your defender. Maybe so. Maybe so. I don't know. All I know is I love Virgos, and I feel like this Virgo that I'm dealing with, I'm very attracted to. But like, I just feel like the religiosity of it all. I just feel like we can't even enjoy hanging out together because I feel like he'd be feeling tempted by me, and then he'd be like, I gotta go pray. And that shit stresses me out. Like, I feel like the worst part about it is he is the most respectful and like compassionate person, seemingly, but at the same time, bitch, the religion corrupts it. It's like I could tell that he can't enjoy even like the simple act of like kissing or holding hands. Like, I could tell he cannot enjoy it. I could tell like he feels uncomfortable because he's not supposed to be doing this shit because he's supposed to be married. And I'm just like, sweetie, why the fuck would I marry you just to kiss you? Like, I realize that there's some romance to somebody in that. Like, somebody thinks that's hot. But for me, it's just stressful because it's like, sweetie, I like, and that's the gag of it all. Is like, he's hot. He's hot. Like, he seems respectful. Like, he has a good job, but the religion terrifies me. Yeah. Nah, that's the thing. We definitely can't be fucking, bitch, because then I'm never going to see him again, bitch. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, sweetie. I kissed him and I literally couldn't see him for like a week because he had to go fucking pray hella times because he was feeling unclean thoughts and shit. So it is what it is. Yeah, he's Muslim. He's a black Muslim. Like, bitch, I eat bacon every day. Like, I literally love pork, like, so much. Like, I would, like, my whole life is haram. Like, I feel terrible. Like, I feel bad. Like, I feel terrible, bitch, because, like, I know him even being around me, dog. My whole motherfucking shit is haram, ho. God damn. Finally meet someone great, and I'm choosing pork over him. I just am. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he's a great person. But can you imagine giving up applewood smoked ham for a man? I'm so sorry. That is crazy as hell. I'm nothing. I'm eating pork. I'm doing whatever I'm eating the fish. I'm eating the shellfish. I'm eating all of that shit. Whatever can do that, I'm that. Whoever said that's cool, I'm doing that. Listen. I eat BLT and bacon, egg, and cheese like every day. It is my autistic motherfucking sensory meal. Like that. Like, you know how the white people be like, oh, I can't eat this because, you know, my autism. Like, bitch, sweetie, I literally eat bacon as an autistic fucking stem. I can't. I like bacon. The texture of bacon literally calms me. So I just know it. Like, bitch, I'm literally like, someone just gave me a carnitas recipe the other day, and I'm waiting to use it. They were like, bitch, you need to get some pineapple juice and some beer. And I was like, say less. As soon as I get my hands on the pork butt, it's done. So yeah, no shade. Like, he cute, he cool. Um, but I told him the other wives could be not eating ham. I'll never hate on them. I'm still having a barbecue. I'm still eating spare ribs. Like, the other girls, they could be more on point. You could take them to church. You don't have to take me to church. You could just leave me at the house. That's where I'm at. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I mean no shade. Eh, Nene, I could have no meat, but I will have some bacon in the house because that's the protein that I need. It's fat. You can have it hot. You can have it cold. You ever just have bacon just sitting just in a bowl? You know what I'm talking about? Like, after you fry it, you just fry half the pack and you just don't have no plans for the rest. You just randomly have a bacon snack. God damn, bitch. I'm sorry. I'm baconless right now. I'm about to get bacon. I feel it. Actually, do you think it's fucked up? Actually, delete. Delete. I'm not gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. Anyways. Anyways. I am. And I am. And I am. Um, and I will get a meal. Don't worry about me. But yeah, anyways. I'm sorry. Exactly. Nene, you get it. All the people here that, like, I saw a lot of thumbs up when I started talking about bacon. I just want to let you know you're seen. I'm seeing you. Oh my god. Like, just again, bacon is just that girl. Like, there's never anything wrong. It's just always the right choice. So, anyways, moving on. Uh so like I said, I hooked up with a 24-year-old. I thought we were gonna be working together. I thought we were gonna be cool. I thought things were gonna work out. Juneteenth, we watched a documentary about Kanye West. Low key, I kind of fell off FD Signifier for a little bit because he said some crazy ass shit. I don't want to go too deep into it, but he basically made a video about biracial people being black, and like, it was just off. It was off for me, and so I'm not trying to go back there too much. I'm just trying to acknowledge that, like, FD Signifier does share a lot of great content, and so there was a video called, like, "We Miss You, Kanye West." I think that's the name of the video, and I had put it on, and I don't want to say the gist of the video was this, but he was naming FD Signifier that Kanye West created a way for black men to be cool and popular without violence, or overt violence. Noting that, like, Kanye came from, like, a privileged background, and so he offered something to black men that were kind of fatigued over the kayfabe, which is basically like the performance that black cis men have to do in order to, like, seem like they are the black man. And when I say that, I have no authority on anything that I'm offering in this. I'm just trying to name that what he was trying to say is that there are a lot of black men who think that they have to perform like a rapper, or they have to, like, put on clothes like the popular black men. And, like, obviously, like, we're going back a few years here, a few decades, but, like, there was a turning point seemingly, like Kanye seemingly creating a lane for Drake. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is what this man is saying. I'm not trying to give him too much. I'm just trying to offer that That is something that he's saying. He's saying that like Kanye West offered black men a new avatar, if you will. That like college dropout and even the idea that a black man was going to college or had access to art in the way that Kanye was performing that he had access to. Like uh his thoughts are seemingly that like black men weren't able to like showcase a softness, and Kanye showed a softness that would then reflect like rappers like Drake or I don't know. Like I can't really like compare anyone else. Like I'm not trying to be shitty, but I feel like the emo rap I'm crying. Honestly, y'all, like I want to be super super transparent. I was like, where did my shit go? I'm smoking shake. I am smoking the memory of weed. I call this shit boneless weed. I'm not trying to talk shit about it, but I'm just trying to name that like this is like the bottom rung of weed. It costs $1. So it's like it's hitting for what it is. But yeah, no. I'm definitely smoking a mixture of like rose petals and tobacco that a friend has cured. And okay, all right, we're roasting again. I love it. A roast. Hate. Anyways, I'm on a whole fucking tangent seemingly, but I'm really not, I promise you. But basically, like I said, this video was positing that like Kanye West gave something to black men, and Shooter was watching this video like it was so amazing. No, it literally cost $1. It literally cost $1. Like an ounce of this shit costs like $15. Yeah, like 15. Like 17 after tax. So that's less than $1 a gram. So that's what I mean. It's like the weed costs less than $1 a gram. So that's what I'm saying. It's boneless weed. That's why I was noting that there's no bones in it. Greetings. What up, Germany? What up, Iran? Okay, so like I said, Shooter's watching this video and he's like intently noticing that like this is something that he feels like he's connected to this video. He's feeling like Kanye West did do something for him. And so I want to say at some point he was like, you finally found something that like I really care about. And I was like, I've never put on content for him. So that was kind of a weird thing for him to say. But I was happy that he was enjoying it. Also, I'm gonna be so for real, bitch. It was Juneteenth, so obviously, like in the morning, like I told you, I kicked him out because he was trying to tell me I was about to have an attitude when I actually wasn't. But I was like, fuck it. I was like, if you perceive that I'm about to be a bitch, just get out now. Like, just leave now. And so we're hanging out. It's fucking Juneteenth, which is June 19th for people that don't know what Juneteenth is. And we had a chill night. It was wholesome as fuck. I made him a breakfast sandwich. Like he told me he was starving. Like again, like I really thought like he was going through a lot and like I wasn't trying to add more to his life. He even told me at times, he's like, you're older than me. Like you're supposed to like want me to have a good life. And I was like, I do want you to have a good life. But you keep on making silly ass decisions, keep on doing silly ass shit. Like he had a lot of boundary issues and it was just kinda like, bro. And I just again, the day before or that morning, like on Juneteenth, like I had put him out. And so for him to come back and the night and me and him to be cool, and again, I'm not trying to be like euphemistic. We weren't hooking up. We literally watched a fucking FD Signifier YouTube video and then we went to sleep. It was very wholesome. I really was grateful like for that night. That's what makes all of this shit even more crazy because it's like I was grateful for that connection with him and I was grateful for that moment because I felt like, and again, foreshadowing, but I felt like in that moment I think he was breaking his character because like he was offering me this like street soldier, I'm about to get a gun, just all these like ways that like he was trying to give me like this ghettoized version of himself that I was believing. I was believing that he was really like as hood as he was saying he was. But in that moment of watching the documentary, I kind of was sitting there like, Again, he told me his father died when he was 10. He told me he was shipped up from the south to the north. He was telling me all this tragic backstory shit. And so I was like, damn. I was like, well, I don't want to be shitty to you. And also, you're sharing good music with me. Like, it started off very wholesome. So there were definitely still wholesome moments, but he definitely still wanted to hook up with me. And I want to say, uh, he still tried to kiss me that night. Why do I need a hood person? I don't need a hood person. I'm just saying that that's what he was performing as. And I would stay being like, you ain't got to do all that. Like, there was a moment where he was talking about getting a gun. I was like, you should not get a gun. Like, I was honestly at moments, I was just kind of trying to be like that older person that's like, don't do that. Like, that's not good. That's not good. You know what I mean? I would just stay being like, that's not good. And he had friends that would listen to me too. And that would be on some shit like, oh yeah, like, listen to what they're saying. Like his friends were agreeing with me a lot of time. Again, I just wanted him to like not go to jail. That's it. I just wanted him to be okay. And so the next morning on June 20th, I woke up and again, I just want to just name that like in between him trying to kiss me, I was like really friend zoning him hard. Like I was, bitch, I woke up the next morning and I went to the bathroom and I had the door wide open and I was taking a dookie. I know that's gonna sound crazy, but bitch, again, I didn't want him to think like I like you, like bitch, like you my brother. You know what I mean? So I'm in the bathroom and I see a moth and I went to go fucking catch it and I was like, yo, I was like, again, this is gonna sound insane, but this moth was beautiful and I had tried to catch it for a while, but I didn't want to kill it, and so I asked him to get me a cup. And I knew his ass was up because he was on his phone scrolling all morning. So he actually woke me up, but I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna make your ass get me this cup. So he gets me the cup, comes to the bathroom. I'm looking at the cup. I'm like, there's water in it. I was like, I'm trying to catch this moth. He was like, oh. He's like, I don't know about catching no moth. I was like, that's fine. I was like, I just need a cup without water. He brings me another cup. As soon as he hands me the cup, he says, there's water in it. I just look at the cup and I like bitch, like, and this is another reason why I stopped fucking with him, like for real, cause like I just feel like I had to keep on telling him stuff over and over again. So it was just like, honestly, I'm good. And so I looked at the cup with the water in it and I was like, honestly, I was like, can you just go home? And bitch, another timestamp, what is it, 62 minutes. So yeah, after 1 hour and 3 minutes, that's another timestamp, for people that want to just get to the point. So I asked him to go home, bitch. And I'm gonna be real, like we had a very like Tia Tamara relationship. I'll be like, go home, Roger. And he will go home. And like, don't get me wrong, there'll be times where he'll be like begging me to like let him stay. And I'd be like, Roger, I'm done. Cause like he would just have like this little annoying energy. And I'll just be like, I can't. Like he would be cool. But then he would not be cool, Aquarius stellium. So, anyways, I told him, I was like, can you just go home? What up, Meryl Streep? He gonna tell me no. And I was like, why? And he was just like, I don't want to go home. He's like, you kicked me out yesterday. And he's like, I don't like that shit. And I was like, okay. I was like, but you're annoying me. So can you please leave? And he was upset that I was asking him to leave like a lot of times. And so he took the cup that had water in it and threw the shit on the ground and started bugging the fuck out. Keep in mind, I'm on the toilet taking a dookie, and I'm literally like looking at him in the doorway of the bathroom, and he's bugging the fuck out. And so I'm just like, honestly, like, can you please just go? Like, you're doing too much. Like, you're really doing too much. Like, I need you to leave. And his energy was just like, fuck you, bitch. I'm not leaving. He's like, you're not gonna kick me out again. It's 7:30 in the morning. He's like, who gives a fuck about a moth? He started dragging the moth. Now the moth in it. The moth like, why he saying fuck me for? Because the moth really didn't do nothing. But again, I'm telling you, this it was like a lunar moth. It was very beautiful. It was like one of those big, beautiful moths, like the fuzzy one. The ones that kind of don't really look like they're all the way bug, like they might be part mammal. Like they could bleed. Anyways, so I was just trying to catch this beautiful moth. So he was bugging the fuck out. I'm on the toilet. Yes, I will take a dookie on. I will take a dookie with the door open in front of a man. Absolutely, no problem, no problem. And so anyways, so he starts being mean, like yelling about the moth, talking about I'm a stupid bitch, and I'm just literally like, I'm trying to like not like do anything to agitate me even further. And so I want to say at some point I did stop pooping. I did attempt to like, have a conversation with this man, but it was about that time. Trigger warning for abuse. Okay, we're at a minute. I want to say we're at a minute, 5 minutes. Yeah, this my bad for anybody that's doing timestamps like 1 hour, 5 minutes. Uh, Trigger warning for violence, domestic violence, felonious assault. But yeah, basically, as I was asking him to leave, he literally grabbed a motherfucking steak knife, and he came into he basically like came towards me and chased me into the bathroom, and was standing over me with the knife and basically was telling me he was gonna kill me. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like in that moment, I was pleading for my life. I was crying. I was begging him to let me go. I was begging him to let me be like, just let's just leave. And the energy was very much just like, fuck you, bitch. Like, I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to be real. Like, I don't know how long we were in that bathroom. Like, the time frame for everything and how it went down, I can't recall. But I was on the toilet and he had the knife. He was standing above me and he was offering to kill me like several times. And I was just kind of like, please don't. Like, I don't want to die. It did. It did. So at some point, I want to say he like got away from me with the knife, and he started like monologuing, talking about how I stay kicking him out, and how how our relationship has changed, and all of these things. It was just very much wild. And I was just in that moment, like just trying to figure out where the fuck my phone was at. Because at that point I was like, I need to call 911. I get the phone. I start to call 911. He grabs the phone out my hand. At this point, he has the knife in one hand. He's wrestling me with for the fucking phone. The phone falls to the floor. He dives for the fucking phone. Bitch, it's a movie. I run to the bathroom. Sweetie, I get into the bathroom. I shut the door. I lock the door. I'm in the bathroom without a phone. And I'm standing in there and I'm just trying to figure out, okay, I have two phones. So I was like, one of the phones he has, the other phone he does not know where it is, and I know where it is. So my energy was like, I don't know what I'm about to do next, but I'm safe in this bathroom. All of a sudden, I start hearing him punch the bathroom door. Then I hear the bathroom door, like, I just hear him stop. But he was punching it very hard, and it was scaring the shit out of me, and I could hear it cracking. And so I was just like trying my best to just like stay calm. All of a sudden, bitch, I hear a boom, boom, boom. And I look, and the fucking legs of the chair from the fucking kitchen are coming through the fucking door. And I knew like I had to back the fuck up, but I also knew if I don't open this door, he may like bust through and I could like get hurt seriously. And so I opened the door like in the middle of him trying to like do that. Like I heard like a little break in the noise. So I open up the door, bitch, and I push him cause I'm a little bit bigger. Well, not even a little bit. I'm bigger than him, but he got a fucking chair, bitch. Yes, bitch. What the fuck? I ain't never had no shit like that, bitch. I would stay telling him to go home. He'll go home. I ain't never had him like put his hands on me like ever. So I was just like, what the fuck? So I push him out the way with the chair. I run. I go and get my other phone. It's the phone that Mio had just sent me because a few weeks ago, I think like y'all realized like my phone was fucked up. And so the phone that was fucked up is the phone that he had. The phone Mio had just sent me was the phone that was the phone that worked. And so or the phone that I knew where it was, but he didn't have it. Not Brick the Mirror. Oh my god, Varag, you would have fucking survived this. Like I survived it on some like plot armor shit. Like I'm obviously supposed to be here for a reason, not to be dramatic, but it's just like, sweetie, like I really should be dead. Like I'm not even trying to be funny. Like it's just like, sweetie, the fact that he didn't kill me is kind of weird, cuz it's like I'm not saying it's weird, like, to be like, I should have died, but it's like, sweetie, like, the amount of time that was, like, in between. Like, I don't think he really wanted to kill me in retrospect, but I do think that, like, the whole act of what he was doing was kind of just like, whoa, like, you know, depending on, I don't know, I just feel like the way that I was moving, I was just like trying to be, I was pleading with him. I was just like, bro, you don't want to go to jail. I was like, you don't want to do this to yourself. You don't want to lose your life. Like, you have so much life ahead of you. Right. I feel like he wasn't really a killer, bitch. I feel like that's genuinely what I feel like. I feel like he wasn't really a killer, but I think he was willing to perform as a killer for his own reasons. But anyways, like I said, I also feel like Lois the Keys, I feel like he was trying to homosexual on me. Like, not even trying to be funny, but I feel like I think he knew that, like, I had a lot of access to this apartment, and I think he was trying to, like, use me to have access. And I feel like anytime I was like letting him know, like, you don't have access to the space whenever you want it. Like, you don't have access to me whenever you want it. Like, you need to, like, knock. You, like, he would try to just come up in here, and I'd be like, what the fuck? So, like, there were definitely moments where, like, he was definitely overstepping. And like I said, I hooked up with him 2 times, and then I was like, yeah, no, never again. Because I just could tell, like, he's not respecting, like, the boundaries. I also could tell, like, he was really leaning hard on, like, being down bad. And it's like, me too. But, like, I'm not, like, overstepping with you. Like, if I ask you for something, like, if he's going to the store and I ask him to get me something from the store, I'm not like, oh, you gotta do this shit every day. Like, no. But I feel like for me, it's like he wanted me to be available. He wanted to, like, really be controlling me. And it was awkward because it was like, what is telling you this? Like, it's like we're helping each other. But I feel like when it got to a point where I felt like he was just, like, trying to, like, take over, dominate me, I would just be like, all right, go home. Like, I just feel like whenever he got annoying, I'd be like, bye. And so I think, like, he got tired of me being like, leave. And he's like, no, I'm going to show you that I don't have to leave. And so, like I said, he has one of my phones. I'm trying to get the other phone. I dive for the phone. I get it. He wrestles it out of my hand. And then, like, I'm just sitting where I'm sitting right now, and I'm just looking at him. And he's standing, like, where my TV is. And he's just like, hey, he's like, I'm going to break these phones. And I was like, please don't. And he's like, I have to. He's like, you're going to call the police. I was like, I have to call the police. And then I was like, listen, I was like, I will fix the door if you don't break the phones. Like, that's where I was at with him. I was like, the door, I will fix this. I was like, I will find some way to fix this door. You break my phones, I have no choice but to call the police. And I hate to say this, but I feel like he was just so far gone mentally that he really thought, like, if I break these phones, like, she won't call the police. And it's like, I have so many friends in this building, like, sweetie, I'm calling the cops regardless. Like, let's be real. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, me saying I was gonna fix the door, I don't know who said that. I don't know why the fuck I said that shit. I feel like I was just trying not to die. I also feel like I was trying to not to have my phones get broken because of this very fucking reason. I was not supposed to even be able to be here, bitch. Like, my phones, bitch, I still have them. I may share them with you on another live when I have gloves, but I have no gloves, so I'm not gonna do that. But I literally had micro glass in my hand that I'm not even all the way sure I have out all the way out. Like, I feel like there was a moment where I, like, had to dig in my hand to get the glass out. Like, the bitch, it was the way that I was sitting right here, and he's just bashing the phones, like, on the edge of this end table. And like, I just feel like in that moment, I was like, I may actually die now. Like, now that he broke the phones, like, I think, like, this is the end. And so I was just sitting there patiently, like, and he's just to the point where, like, the phones are so broken that, like, they opened up inside. Like, the phones are, like, butterflied. I've never seen a phone be butterflied before. I've never seen an iPhone, like, crack to the point where it's, like, opened. But that happened. And so, yeah, like I said, like, that whole shit unfolded, like, the day after Juneteenth in the morning. Um, no, I don't disagree with you. Like, I have a friend that was like, the literally the after this happened, like, a bunch of people offered me weaponry, which I appreciated, but, like, I don't know how to use it, so I, like, need to, like, get that together. No, I know. But I feel like even me having a pocket knife, like that wouldn't have helped me. I'm sitting on the fucking toilet with a fucking a dress on. Like I just feel like honestly, I feel like unfortunately in this situation, my regret was being way too friendly with someone who was like performing like they were my friend. Like they're performing like they could be a friend, and I was believing that they had friend energy. But I also know now that they were not a friend and that they're not being my friend. They were not being my friend. I feel like if anything, they were casing my house, and trying to make sure that they could like slide on in. And like I think when they were being abusive towards me on the 20th, I think that their idea was like, I'm gonna get this person to do whatever I say. Cause like he had never ever made it seem like I had to believe like what he believed or do what he says. Like there were definitely times where he would just like try to like talk some shit for sure. But I feel like y'all already know I'd be talking shit. So I never was like taking it too fucking deep because it's like I'm talking shit to him, we're talking shit to each other. But like being physically abusive or being like threatening, no. Um, exactly. Yeah, like I said, I'm crying. I'm crying at fuck the phone. Here's my thing. I don't disagree with anybody's opinion. I just think like in the moment, like if y'all were in my situation, like no tea no shade, like if y'all were in that same situation where like you're taking a dookie, you're literally asking someone to hand you a cup, like you're not feeling in danger, right? So you don't have your weaponry. I just don't think that anybody would have did anything different. Like I spent majority of the time just telling him, please don't motherfucking kill me, and just trying to remind him like you could go to jail. You don't want to go to jail, right? Jail's not fun. We hate jail, right? And just telling him that he has so much more life to live. You know what I mean? I just kept letting him know the whole time he had the knife to my fucking throat. I was like, you have more life. I was like, Jay, I was like, I know exactly where you live. And honestly, like in the middle of us talking shit, like in the middle of me telling him like, you know, you shouldn't do this shit, he's like, I don't give a fuck, and he started telling me his whole apartment number. Like I knew what apartment he lived in, I did not know the number. And so once he gave me the apartment number, I'm like, yo, he really being a sloppy ass motherfucking killer. Like, I'm not trying to be fucked up. But there were just moments where I was like, this is a very I don't think I'm gonna die today. Like, I know it's dramatic, but I just feel like there were moments where I was just like, I don't think he really trying to kill me, but whatever he was trying to do went left. Like, he definitely figured he lost the plot because this should have never been the case, like, at all. Yeah. Listen, I don't think anybody is trying to make it seem like it's my fault. I think unfortunately, like when you get attacked by motherfuckers, like people just be like, "Well, next time," and it's like, "Bitch, fuck next time." You know what I mean? Like, like some people focus on next time. I'm not mad at that. Like, I feel like some of y'all are on that type of time. Word. Where Ribbery, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Listen, I'm definitely not trying to fight with nobody about what they should or wouldn't do. I'm just trying to acknowledge that like if you're in your house with somebody that like you feel comfortable with or you feel safe with, at least safe enough to, you know, take a dookie and like be yelling out the door for them to get you a cup, like, bitch. What up, Kayla? I did not think that this dude was about to fucking pop out like that, but in retrospect, I do think that like you know, I think that he was trying to like do a little emotional scam, you know, and try to make me feel bad. And there were a lot of moments where I just didn't feel bad, and I could tell he was upset about that. But it's like, right? It's like, why the fuck would I see this coming? Like, this is a dude that like, bitch, I ran out of toilet paper, and he ran to his house and got me some. Like, motherfucking, he worked at the KFC, bitch. He'll bring me a motherfucking, bring me a famous bowl, bitch. Exactly how I like with all the layers, bitch. I'm telling you. Like he was coming through like if anything like he kept on being really dramatic. Bitch in prison, bitch in jail, bitch. The fuck in jail, bitch. Gun, gun, dun, 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 dun. You know that song. You know that sound. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. Thank you, love. Thank you, love. But yeah, no, he's in shit jail. Um, but then they, bitch, why the fuck they put him? They took him out though. Like that's the other thing. Like he was in jail and then they released him, and I only found out literally this morning at 4 a.m. when I found out I could get back into this account. The only reason why I couldn't get into this account is because I had two-step factor verification, and I didn't have two phones. I appreciate you for saying that genuinely, like, bitch. Like, I feel like a lot of people are fucking pissed off at me, and I understand, but, like, bitch, I did not know what the fuck to do after this. I had to call the fucking police. Like, y'all, I can't tell you the last time I called the cops. Like, me on the phone calling the cops. I cannot tell you the last time. And that shit was scary as fuck. On top of everything, the cops came and I'm trying to tell them the story, and they're looking at me like I'm Boo Boo the fucking fool. Cause they're like, wait, they're like, what? They're like, you was just trying to kill, you was trying to save a moth. Like, bitch, I know I was sounding so crazy, but it's like it's the truth. Like, I was just trying to save this moth life, and this motherfucker really went crazy. Like, that's really what the fuck happened. I mean, here's my thing. The red flag in retrospect for me is that after the attack, right? After the attack, my roommate went to his house. My roommate, I don't think anybody was mad at me for calling the cops, but my roommate went to his house and basically figured out that the dad still was alive and that they were actually upper middle class and that the family owns like a construction business and they wanted him to be a part of it, but he was too busy out in the streets. And I was like, he worked at KFC. What do y'all mean in the streets? But apparently, like, there was a family business he was neglecting because he was too busy with his friends and too busy, like, doing fast life stuff. And I'm just sitting here laughing because I'm like, when? Because whenever I would kick it with him, he would just be listening to music. Like, don't get me wrong, he would disappear with his friends, so who knows what the fuck they would be up to. But I never observed him to be nothing less than like just somebody that would just sit, listen to some music, and just like we didn't even really talk too motherfucking much. Like, and I'm not trying to be on some like we were hooking up all the time because we really weren't. We hooked up like twice, and I was just like, ugh. Like it just, I felt like I was with somebody who was inexperienced and didn't know enough to be in that situation with me. And I just feel like the older you get and the more you unlearn rape culture and enthusiastic consent becomes the most important thing. Like, please look up enthusiastic consent, y'all, for real. And I don't care what gender you are. Like, I don't care what gender you are. If you decide you are gonna fuck with somebody like sexually, you need to be asking, is everybody good? Are we happy? Like, do y'all need water? Like, everybody needs to be asking that shit. And if everybody's not asking that shit, let's figure out why. Because when people are being silent in sexual experiences, going with the flow, a lot of abuse can unfold. And so, with that being said, I feel like I was being vocal with this person, and I feel like I feel like that's another thing. Like in sexual experiences, some people really will shame you for knowing what you like, or shame you for like knowing like how to talk about your body and like what you need. And I just felt like he was too young to understand like that is what sex should be. Sex should be like what, especially when you're first hooking up with somebody. This is what I like. This is how to touch me. These are basic things. But again, when you're younger, when you haven't had a lot of sexual experience, who's telling you that? Like nobody told me that. I had to learn that shit on my own. So again, I was trying to give him tips, and his energy was very much like he was still in that like masculine dominator mindset where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. And I feel like again, I was like, girl, no. So again, the fact that he wanted to keep on hooking up, the fact that he thought like he could get back to hooking up at some point with me, um, I think that he just realized, I think he just realized by me telling him to go home that like he wasn't getting no breakfast, he wasn't getting no coochie. Like I think he just realized like there wasn't what there used to be. And that's okay. But obviously it wasn't. So him trying to attack me with a knife was crazy. Apparently there's a hearing or like a probable cause meeting on the 11th, but they said they was gonna send me a Zoom link so I could watch. I don't know. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, days after it happened, I felt so much guilt. Like, I felt so much fucking guilt, bro. Cause I was like, did it have to be all that? Like, did it have to be all that? And it's so sad. Like, I literally felt so like I felt like I'm not there no more. But immediately I felt remorse. Like I was feeling so fucked up. I felt like, damn, I put a black man in fucking prison, and I was really taking a lot of ownership for his behavior. And it was just really sad and really sick because it's like, damn, like, I just think about the ways that, like, I wanted to help him and I wanted to support him. And even though he wasn't my partner, even though he wasn't like anybody really to me, I still wanted him to know like he was deserving of certain care and support. But in retrospect, it's like, damn, I could have really just focused on myself. I really could have just focused on myself. I honestly feel like he broke the phones because he knew I had community. Like, I would use my phones to like video chat with my friends that live in different states. And he would talk to them sometimes. Like, one of my friends in particular, Hale, who's the moderator here, or one of the moderators. Thanks to the mods, honestly. Like, y'all been doing it. But Hale, one of the other mods, like, we've been getting closer and we talk a lot. And they were talking to Shooter on video chat. And, like, I just feel like he knew like the phones were how I was able to like do anything, like connect with anybody, be able to literally not die. And I think it was one of those situations where it's like I can't kill you like for real. Like I can't physically kill you, but I'm gonna try to fuck you up. And it did. Like I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to get into my accounts. The phone I'm using is a phone that I feel like I told y'all before. This phone got a hole in it, so I don't know how the fuck it's still working, but it is by the grace, bitch, by the motherfucking grace. And getting resources, trying to like figure out like I spent all day yesterday like on the phone, calling shelters, calling different spaces, and they dead ass told me they're like, sweetie, until you're outside or you're sleeping in a laundry room, we really can't do shit for you. And they were like, and even when you're in that situation, we got like a 6 month hold. And I was like, okay. And so I am like considering like a lot of options. I'm not even gonna lie. I called one of my exes and they were like, I got you. They're like, but they're like, one little thing. They were like, I am like low key a hoarder right now. And you have to low key dig your way into my house. And I was like, and so I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like this situation has spiraled into also me being evicted illegally. I want to put that out there. Like homie like asked me for rent money and then the next day was like, you have 7 days to move out. And I was like, and then oh bitch, this is my favorite song too. I exposed him to the new girlfriend and the new girlfriend was just like, she was just like, anyways, then, as if that's not crazy, the new girlfriend is like low key Bobisha. Like, she literally is Bobisha the Builder. Like, she came up in here and she started packing up all his stuff. Like, she was just like moving boxes and shit. I was like, damn, he got a worker. Dang. And it was just wild. Like, bitch, at first it was cool because he was like talking about, oh, I'm gonna leave you all this stuff. And in my heart of hearts, I'm like, sweetie, you don't have to leave me nothing. But then he tried to steal my dresser. And it was awkward because I'm like, bro, this is not your dresser. And he was like, it is mine. He's like, he tried to tell me my best friend gave him this dresser for him. I was like, dude, I was like, the dresser is for my best friend and you put it in my you put it in the house for me. Like you went to go pick it up for me. He literally had the audacity to tell me to call my friend to get them on the phone. And right when I was about to do it, the girlfriend was like, baby, leave the dresser. And I'm like, y'all have no choice. Like, it's not yours. So that was a moment. Then bitch, this moment actually made me want to throw up. I went outside for a moment because I really didn't want to cuss none of them out no more. Because after they tried to steal the dresser, I was going crazy a little bit. I was like, y'all are fucking doing the most. I was like, there's so much stuff that y'all could take. Y'all don't have to touch too much. of my stuff. Like, I don't even have that much stuff. And, like, I'm annoyed because it's like, if I would have known they were going to move like that, I would have just been packed my shit. But the way that they were in here and moving stuff and the way he been stealing, it was stressing me out. So I went outside to smoke. I come back. Why the fuck I noticed this bitch done stole my fucking birth certificate and my motherfucking vibrator? And they were not together at the time that they were stolen. So they went and collected some of my shit. And I literally went crazy. I was like, if y'all don't bring me back my motherfucking shit, and this motherfucker gonna walk in the house looking scared as fuck. I was like, bitch, the fact that you stole my birth certificate is crazy. But my vibrator, like, I just feel like I know the legal document is more important. I'm not trying to say that. But it's the way that you literally put your hand on my vibrator, bitch. The way I have to sanitize my whole shit now, like, I'm really disgusted. Like, yeah, you're a gun owner. I'm glad that people that you never had to pull your gun out. You know what, Kristen? Here's my thing. I realize at this point in my life, I've done too much. I've really over empathized to my detriment, and I'm gonna stop doing that immediately. Easier said than motherfucking done, but it's something that I am trying to remember, like, in the forefront of my mind, that I don't have to do nothing. If I don't want to do anything, I don't have to do anything. But also, if I do want to do something, I have to remember, what, like, first of all, I have to ask myself, can you do this thing for yourself? Is this something that you can do for you? Because these are things I don't be thinking, and then I be fucked up out here. So it's really a learned behavior. It's survival mode. It's people pleasing. It's a lot of layers to my behavior. So I'm really just trying to be gentle with myself. That, like, I can't be helpful. I can't be kind, but that's not all I am. I don't exist to just be like the happiness machine for other people. So it's important to remember that shit. It's hard though. It's hard, ain't it? You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Y'all are right. You can get therapy in jail. Shaboogie, I appreciate you. Thank y'all for being kind. The guy with the kid is Nat. That's the roommate, and Shooter is the person that went to jail. Um, Not Criminal Minds. I'm fucking crying, bitch. Here's my thing. Like, there's just layers to so much, and I'm in Michigan, by the way. Your dad is a career criminal, a prison group therapy program. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm glad to hear that shit. Yeah, deprogram from being institutionalized. Okay, what up, love? Some programs like MRT. Okay, you deserve. Okay, thank you, Ribri. I think y'all. Not the moth is my guardian angel. I mean, bitch, I'm gonna look into that. Cause it was like black and orange. Like, it was a very gorgeous, like, Halloween, majestic. Like, maybe not even orange. Like, it had like this, like very like golden yellow, like a gold yellow, and you couldn't see the gold yellow until it opened its wings up. But, like, there were parts of the underbody that were golden. I'm gonna look into it though, cause that might mean something. Like, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of bug friends that I've been seeing. Like, there was an ant infestation up in here. I wonder what that means. When the ants don't leave you alone, when, like, they're going crazy, or it's like scary levels of ants. Oh wow. That's wild. Look at us saving moths. You know what's even more wild? There was two of them. Cause after that moth, after I freed it, there was another one that I found. And I was like, whoa, like, there was twins? And I was like yelling in my house. I was like, there were twins. There were two moths. But this whole time I really thought that that one moth was the moth. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I've just been trying to, like, emotionally, like, not just emotionally not fucking fade, because I felt depressed, y'all. I've been just feeling like, what's the point of life type shit. Like, how could I have survived this? Like, am I really, like, do I really want to even be here? Which I know is dramatic as fuck, but I was really feeling slightly like like I said, the depression that I've been feeling for a while also had me wondering, like, damn, should I have fought that hard? Like, after everything, I just kind of felt a little numb. And then I also had to sit with the reality that, like, after you go through some shit like that, I just feel like people really treat you really weird. Like, I remember telling somebody this story, and I just feel like they just didn't believe me. Like, I feel like they really thought I was just saying shit. And that sucks. Because, like, who the fuck would just say this? Listen, I don't disagree with you. Smoking weed does cause depression, perhaps. Maybe there's science to support that. Maybe so. For me personally, the weed is not why I'm depressed. Personally. Other people, though. I appreciate y'all. Just thank you for holding space for me. Like, I just genuinely wanted to come here and just be candid that, like, I did not think I was going to make it out of that situation. And I really didn't think that I just really didn't think that that was ever gonna happen to me. Like, I just never thought, you know. Mm, I know, and I just kept thinking to myself, it's like the only thing I did wrong was try to help this man. Like, that's where I fucked up. Like, that's what I fucked up. Honestly, I'm grateful that you say that, babe. There you go, friend. There you go. I'm crying. Yeah, no, I just feel I feel grateful to be here, but I also feel just very I feel changed, and like not just by the violence, but also by the realization, like just realizing like damn, like you could really like you could really share with a motherfucker. Like you could really share with somebody. Like you could really give somebody so much and like believe them and like and he was just lying the whole time. Like he told me he came from poverty. And sure, I'm sure they may have struggled, but at this point and just everything, and I seen his people too like a few times. Like I sat outside for like maybe one day, and then I was like I'm never gonna sit outside again. Because he told me straight up, he's like, if you call the police and I go to jail, I'm gonna kill you. And then when I finally got into my account, there was an email that was like, just want to let you know, we've released this man from prison. And he's back in now, but he went in and got out. Like somebody bailed his ass out. And this is after his father told my roommate that he would testify against his son on my behalf. And so I'm like, well, why y'all bailing him out? I did. I did talk to the victim advocates. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Like I really have I talked to her and there was really like the honestly, you know what's sad? Like when you call the shelters now, they're like, "Can you call your friends?" Like that's really what they're telling people now. I just want to put y'all on some game. If you do need to go to a shelter, they're going to ask you why you didn't call your mama or your friends. That's where we're at, bitch. And the gag is Nat didn't come back to this apartment for like 3 days. And the whole time I'm waiting for them to come back because I don't have their number saved, bitch. The House of Ruth, okay. I would definitely take that advice. I appreciate you. Like they literally told me that I might need to like go an hour out of the city to like get shelter. And it's like I'm not against that, but it's like y'all are just saying names and not names, but y'all are just saying like times and like driving amounts. Like, you're not telling me any place. Like, you're just saying you'll have to look elsewhere besides the city. And I'm like, okay. But like I said, like me and my ex talked about me going to live with them for a little bit, and like even though I don't want to do that shit, I feel like on some fucked up shit, I feel like that shit might make the most motherfucking sense out of everything else. Only because I feel like me and them actually have been friends since we broke up, and even though I felt like they cheated on me, they technically didn't do anything. Well, I feel like I don't want to play this game. I feel like for me, it wasn't the cheating. It was I knew they had feelings for this person, and I knew based on their actions that they were putting that person before me. And that's all that fucking matters to me. You don't gotta do nothing sexual. All you gotta do is move like somebody is more important than me when I'm dating you, and that's good. We're done. And so I broke up with them before they could ever do anything too disrespectful, but the disrespect I suffered just from knowing that there was another person that they were interested in, and also just being able to tell by their actions that this person was replacing me in their life. So, with that being said, like that relationship ending, I was able to, I think, take one of the first steps out of many where I just told somebody straight up, like, you're not treating me the way I deserve. But at the same time, I want to say that, like, this person, I want to say after, like, I don't want to say it was karma. This is going to just sound how it sound, though. But after they played with me, they, like, met somebody that they really loved. And they had a good relationship. And the girl passed away, like, very soon after they got together. And it was tragic because like she was like a very beloved person in like the fat space, and like her passing really devastated him and really had him realizing like, damn, I really shouldn't be playing with people. And it's sad, but some men really gotta lose a lot before they realize what they had. And so I feel like our friendship became stronger once he realized like bitches could really be gone, you know? But I do pay attention, and so again, like I know that like he's like someone that wants to redeem themselves in my eyes in ways, but at the same fucking time, bitch, I don't want to go backwards. I really don't want to go backwards. Yes, bitch. I mean, I am a victim in a criminal case. That is true, and I am awaiting trial, so maybe that matters. I don't know, bitch. I don't fucking know. We gonna see. But yeah, no, they like first of all, my birth certificate was in my little briefcase for like my all my paperwork, and that was in a bag that was literally tucked away in my dresser. And that means that they went into my dresser, deep into it, because it was stuffed in the corner of the dresser, not even in the drawer. So they had to take the drawer out and go into the dresser, bitch, which is crazy. And then they fucking took that bag and then decided that that bag was what they were gonna use to carry the vibrator, which was nowhere near the motherfucking dresser. So honestly, when I got the bag back, I just knew that they had the birth certificate. That's all I knew that they had, and some art supplies. Like I knew that that bag had a couple things in it, like because it was a bag with a bag in it, and so I knew they had a couple things, but I didn't know that they had the vibrator. Like when they brought the bag back, I looked at him and I was like, wow. Because anyone that's ever fucked me knows that like I use my vibrator when we fuck. So the fact that you took what you know I need for my situation, medical, I was just kind of like, wow, like you and your girl was about to steal my vibrator. Like y'all are just like, wow. Like the birth certificate was already crazy, but we're beyond the end of times, you guys. Like we're beyond the end of times. We're in a time where bitches know that they're man. Like bitch, here's my thing. I just feel like once they tried to steal my vibrator, I'm gonna be so for real. I got real ugly, and I was like, listen, I was like, it's the way the girlfriends start talking shit to him to get him to calm down because he was trying to act crazy. Because bitch, at one point he did a little kick. He did like a flying off. He did okay. When he tried to steal the dresser, I like went to go shut the door on the dresser, and he literally did a run and then did a jump and then tried to like push the door in. And I just shut the door, but then I was like, honestly, fuck it. I don't care if he comes in here. And so that he comes into the room and starts stealing my dresser. And then I start telling him, like, bro, like, this is not your dresser. And then at the end, of the argument, the girlfriend trying to get him to calm down about the dresser. And I was like, you better listen to your new landlord. I was like, and you better fuck her good tonight. Better earn your rent. I'm sorry, bitch. I was being so petty. But I was like, girl, you know you a homosexual. And then, bitch, he was logged into YouTube on my TV, bitch. I don't pay for premium. It's not in my budget. But, sweetie, the way I was watching all types of fucking videos on homosexuals and the way that men be using bitches and the way men exploit bitches. And then I was watching videos on like, there was a video called like, don't let him move in with you. And I had that shit playing loud as fuck while they was moving all his shit out. I was like, girl, I was like, he got her a mover. Mm-mm-mm. Like, he got himself a mover. Like, this bitch was like, the way she was carrying shit on her back. Like, yo, she was a strong gal. A strong gal. Like, just, it was crazy. Mm-mm-mm. And I told her, I was like, you know what? Because at some point I had to expose him. Because, like, I know she thought that I was, like, a runaway dog or some shit. And I literally was like, sweetie, I was like, me and this man used to fuck. I was like, me and this man used to fuck. He asked me to watch his baby. We had a whole plan on how to win and survive in this world. And, like, he fucked up the plan because I didn't want to fuck him no more. So he started fucking you. I was like, there was really no time between me and him fucking and you and him fucking. There was no overlap. Like, you literally got his dick after I put it down. And then he started slowly moving his shit into your house. I was like, damn, he about to take over. And then he telling me he was fucking you 5 times a night. Like, he told me he was fucking the shit out of you. Like, he did. I was like, now it's all adding up. I know this bitch was sick. I was like, it's all adding up now. I was like, he was trying to fuck you for a place to live. And she was just like, anyways, she literally was just like over it though. Like, her energy is just like, I don't even know, bitch. I feel like all I know is this. All I know is Nat finally changed his YouTube password because I don't have premium no more. But it's the way that I was watching Family or Fiance on OWN Network. I don't know if anybody watches that. I don't know if there's any aunties here in the building. I don't know if there's any fucking aunties here, but that show is crazy as fuck. Like, I don't know what the fuck Oprah is up to, but she is bugging out. Oh my god, I watched one. The premise of the show is basically like you and your partner about to try to get married, but the family hates somebody's family hates somebody. Like, that's basically the whole premise. If somebody family is a hater, somebody family don't really think that the relationship should be real, somebody family member is wishing death upon the other person, or the other family member doing voodoo tricks. Hey auntie. But yeah, no, it's a messy show. Oprah really wild for this show, but I kind of love it. Honestly, bitch. One thing I really love about the show is that it shows like a family actually giving a fuck about their kid, because this one girl, her name was Ashaki. She was 22 and she was about to try to marry a 29-year-old with 3 kids, and her mom and all her family was like, why would you do that? Why would you be with a man that already has a life? It's called Family or Fiance, and I think it's free. I think it's a free show on OWN through YouTube. And it's good, bitch. It's really good. But yeah, this girl, her name, I think it's called like Ashaki, and I can't remember the dude name. The dude was gorgeous. Like, they were both pretty, but the man was fine as hell. I'm not gonna lie. But he had 3 kids. She's 22. I understood why the mom was like, fuck that. But then there were other ones where the girlfriend was like the rich one, and the man's family was like, don't let her control you just because she got money. And it's like, is he controlling her? Like, or is there controlling happening because she got money? Like, don't get me wrong, like, she got money, but do that mean that, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like if a woman has money in a relationship, I personally feel like a man should just be grateful. Like, fuck, like, she taking you with her. Damn. Ooh, ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like I was saying though, like, I'm not gonna say that it's like the best show on earth or nothing, but the show is really just about people trying to get married. What state does my hoarder ex live in? Honestly, I'm not sharing that location. I'm not sharing no more locations. I feel like people knowing that I'm in Michigan right now is enough. But yeah, my hoarder ex, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, ever since his mama died, he ain't been good. And again, I do not want to live with my hoarder ex. That's not my desire. But the fact that I even had to call my hoarder ex and even bring that shit up sucks, honestly. But like I said, we've maintained contact, and I've been good to them throughout these years, and vice versa. So I already know I got a favor with them. But that's the thing that sucks, is like, I just do not want to cash in on it right now. Like, for real, for real. Like, that's the thing. Like, I fucking hate being down bad, cause it's just like, uh, and then having to tell people that I almost got fucking unalived. Like, that's the thing. Like, I did not want to come here and make this fucking video. Please know that shit. Cause that shit puts me in so much fucking shit. Like, it puts me in such a weird space. Cause, like, I can understand people not wanting to fuck with me in certain aspects, and I get that. But me not talking or coming through was not a personal choice. Like, this man smashed my phones, and I found out the hard way that if you don't have another device to try to log into your shit, you gotta wait like days for them to verify that you are who you say you are. I don't know. And then on top of it, like, because of all the shit that happened, I feel like I've been just doing sex work like hardcore. Like, I feel like I've been just trying to figure out how to make money as fast as possible. I've been trying to figure out like how the fuck to get out of this situation. And as I said, like, I don't know what the fuck I all need. I know that like I need to get the fuck up out of this situation. I know I have till this weekend. But as I said, I've been trying to figure out like what can be done. Like I called the police about my case. They told me that there's a probable cause meeting on the 11th, and they said that they don't need me to go to court just yet, but they will at some point. And so I don't know. Like I'm worried to leave like the area, but I'm also like I still feel like scared. Like I know that he's I'm from Connecticut, but I know that he's like nearby. Like I know the dude that tried to kill me is literally nearby me and knows where I live. Like I've had to change everything that I do cuz I just know he knows where I be. And so I didn't even want to stay here, and so me leaving here is just like great. But leaving here and going somewhere chaotic is not what I need. And I just don't know where to go. But I'm gonna keep looking into it. But I knew I had to make a video. I knew I had to share what had happened. Nah, it's definitely fucked up. It's definitely a fucked up situation. But I'm also really grateful that at least I have some more time. You're totally fine. Like, I'm being illegally evicted from my apartment because the person that I was living with was telling me that we were gonna just like live here together. But then they started like love bombing a new person, and I called them out on it because it was very obvious. And their energy was just like, oh, like we're in love. Like, oh, I just, we're just so happy I found this person. And I could tell very clearly that it was definitely free past then. I could tell very clearly that it wasn't a real relationship. Like I could tell that like they were trying to, utilize this person like they had utilized me. And I was trying to stop them. I asked them several times to not treat this person like this. Like I was like, hey, I was like, we gotta I was like, me and you just stopped dealing with each other. I was like, you can't really just go deal with somebody new right now. Like that's crazy. And his energy was just like, bitch, I'm in love. Like he's like, I'm in love with her. And I was like, but I hate to say this. I feel like he was an incubus. And I feel like people don't really think that shit is real, but it is. Like he really a fucking incubus bitch. Like I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I feel like once I stopped fucking him, he was enraged about that shit. He was very annoyed. And then he just started fucking somebody else, and then his energy just shifted. He started acting real nice. Like as soon as he got pussy, he was a whole new person. And then on top of that, once he was getting pussy, he was also getting money. Cause that's how he be, dog. Like he used bitches for money. He used his dick to get money. Ain't nothing wrong with a sex worker. But he a narcissist. Like he used his sex, he used his charm, like he used his baby. Like it's the way that he made it seem like he was about to get full custody. And I'm telling you right now, the way that he jumped into this new bitch house, and like I said, the new bitch and the baby mama got beef. So he literally is making sure that he don't gotta be around his baby. He literally making sure. Also, the day before I was told that I was evicted, he literally asked me for money. No, someone. It's okay. So, this person that tried to unalive me was someone that I hooked up with. They were my neighbor. At first, they were like trying to get me to suck their dick for some money, and I was like, probably not. I was like, but I was like, there's other things we could do. to get some money together. And then at some point, I did give in and hooked up with them. And I'm not gonna lie, like at the time, it made sense to me. But then when it didn't make sense to me, I was like, no, I don't wanna do this anymore. Let's be friends. And I feel like off that, he was annoyed and distressed. But then he was also like, bitch, how dare you reject me? Like, I really just feel like he could not handle being rejected. And I feel like the same thing about Nat, my roommate. Like, I feel like both of these men, like, were very much like, how dare you, like, not want me? But it's like, y'all not really behaving in a way that's respectable to me. Thank you so much. But yeah, no, the person shooter, the person who was 24, like he tried to unalive me because I asked him to go home after he spent the night and we watched some YouTube videos together. I know that shit don't sound believable, but it's the truth. Like, I have no reason to lie about that. Did I hook up with him before? Absolutely. Was there weeks in between where we didn't hook up? Absolutely. Did he try to kiss me the night before? Absolutely. Did I tell him no? Yes, I did. But I think that at the same time, I think once we crossed that line, I think that that was just, it was something that didn't need to be done. And in retrospect, I'm just thinking a little bit more deeply about who I'm letting into my life. But I also feel like in retrospect, I think it was one of those situations where like we both were trying to lean on each other for support. And I think I should have leaned on people who were healthier, people who were not him. And I think that again, like I definitely put myself in a situation that I didn't think about all the way. No, I appreciate you for saying that. And again, I'm coming through to share this because I know that it can be really hard to know like who to trust. I know it can also be really hard to believe that like you're seeing signs of somebody being abusive and just wanting to believe that trauma bonding is real. I agree with you. And I think that that's part of this as well is that I really wanted this person to be in my life. I really wanted to be friends with this person and I wanted to have a good impact on them. And I get it. Like, I feel like me hooking up with them was not what I should have done. But even after we hooked up, like, me trying to be, like, kind to them and, like, show up for them, I just don't think that that's something that I needed to do. What a weirdo. Sorry. But yeah, no, there's also, like, another layer to this where I feel like I'm not sure if I talked to y'all about, like, the white people that are mad at me here. But I got dragged because, like, there's this, like, there's this white person who um keeps saying that he's biracial and he like he could be biracial but no tea no shade, Mexican not a race. Like I'm just really tired of people just saying things. But anyways, his name is Josh and he's already been weird to me before. But the other day, like we were sitting on the steps and he basically like said something about how like he's really sad that he can't be around 400-year-old trees. And I'm not gonna lie, like as he was talking, I kind of like left like the combo in my brain, and I was just like, wow, like this is such a Caucasian conversation. Like imagine being worried about trees that were 400 years old not existing. Meanwhile, my ancestors probably was swinging from them shits, and then on top of it, fuck the trees. Where are the people? Where is the culture? Where are the indigenous? You know what I mean? I know that they still exist, but people be making some crazy ass noises in the hallway sometimes, bitch. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. But anyways, like I was saying, um, what the fuck was I saying? Okay, so this white man named Josh who keeps talking about he biracial because he's half white, half Mexican, and I'm just like, okay, Again, Michaela, I appreciate you for saying that because, again, it's a very wild situation. But, anyways, so Mr. Josh is telling me about these trees, telling me that the state took the trees. And then this other white person named Charlie comes out. And Lois the Keys, bitch, he done already prayed for me. Lois the Keys. Lois of Keys, Charlie came out and started talking about how capitalism is cool. And I'm gonna be so fucking for real. I had a moment where I just kind of like clicked the fuck out. And I like went the fuck in. I was like, how the fuck can either of y'all say that y'all have brown ancestors, but y'all talking about capitalism is cool? And so I just went in on them. I started dragging the shit out of them. I just like went the fuck in. Like I lost my shit really. And they literally tried to tell me that I was full of rage and I was angry and I was like disturbed. Like they like fucking Josh tried to tell me I like have mental health issues and I was like absolutely I do. But my mental health issues are not necessarily because I believe that capitalism is an evil system, but it just like went left as fuck. And then literally, bitch, the other day somebody put a bunch of like pieces of paper that was saying like some weird passive aggressive shit. It was like on the back door. Like I only saw it because I went outside to go smoke, and I looked back and like the paper said something like it was like smart people discuss ideas and goals and dreams, and it said like stupid people discuss other people and materials and drama. And I was sitting there looking at it like, okay. Like I'm not gonna lie, bitch. I sent a picture of it to my friend and I was dying laughing. But somebody deleted it. Or somebody took it down. Not deleted. But somebody like took it down at some point. But I was crying laughing because I literally like as soon as I seen it, I was just sitting outside laughing with my friend. I was like, they really was trying to eat. Like my thing is this. If you're mad about something, bring it up. It just felt so dramatic because it's like, bitch, not you had to go and get your good printer paper, and then I knew it was Josh ugly ass because he a teacher. I feel like only teachers have steady hands. You know what I mean? Like I feel the way it was written, there was no lines. He really ate it. He really ate the placing. But again, I could tell it was a teacher, and then on top of it, the way it was glued, like or taped, like he taped it. I'm like, who literally is taping? Who is taping passive aggressive notes? Let's be honest. Like that's very Caucasian. Is very much like I'm gonna have the last word. Like I said, bitch, I got drama with the Caucasians. And you know what? When I told Nat, the person who I was living with here, that I got like almost unalived, like he was really nice. Like he like offered to give me a hug and shit. And he was like, you can stay here for as long as you need. Like I will protect you. He was like, he's like, if I was here, I would have killed him. And in my mind, I'm like, bitch, if you were here, he would have never been here. Like that's the thing of it. It's like you abandoned me, you fucking bitch. And like I'm not saying that like it's like anybody's fault other than Jay's, other than Shooter's. Like I'm not saying it's anybody's fault other than his. But I do feel like unfortunately like this whole situation is crazy. Like I'm literally only here because this motherfucker like lied to me. And again, I know some people will be like, "Well, you should leave or you should have left." Like, bitch, no shit. Like I do not agree. I don't disagree with you. But in the beginning, like I was only staying because bitch, I thought that something was here we're staying for. When I realized it wasn't, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just enjoy myself." I know that probably seemed crazy. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Again, as I said, like in the moment, I really was like, fuck him. I'm about to just go out. And when I say go out, I just mean I'm gonna go to the pool in the complex. I'm gonna fucking meditate. I'm gonna walk into the woods and like relax. Like, I'm gonna just enjoy all of the things I can about the space. Like I wasn't really thinking beyond that, but again, like the entire time he's like, "Oh, you're good. I got you. Like we're going to make it through this. Like I want to still be friends." Do 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 do. But in my heart of hearts, I knew we weren't going to be friends for real. I knew that wasn't possible, but I thought that he would at least like not love bomb this girl. And at this point, I feel bad for the girl still, but not the most. Just because yesterday, after he tried to steal the fucking dresser and I was talking shit, he tried to eat me up. Like, he tried to call me a fat tub of lard, and I literally started dying laughing because I was just like, sweetie, your girlfriend fat as fuck too, though. Like, I just feel like you have never been with a small bitch. And he's like, I know. He's like, I only date plus size girls, but you're a fat tub of lard. I was like, it's not hitting like you think. I was like, you literally are having a big back bitch move all your shit. Like, that's where you're gonna go. I was like, you and me used to fuck, and now you're gonna call me a fat tub of lard, like now, like at the end of everything, after you tried to steal from me. I'm like, sweetie, I didn't even give a fuck this whole time. Like, you've taken a lot of stuff that I felt like was kind of crazy. Like, he's taking stuff out of here that I felt like was kind of OD. Also, he tried to fucking, he tried to fucking accuse me of stealing his Tupperware. And I literally was like, have you checked the fridge or the freezer? And then he checks it and he's like, oh. But literally have 5 whole minutes of smoke about how his Tupperware got stolen because of me and doo doo doo. I'm like, who stole your Tupperware, girl? I was like, sweetie, and then he was like, I haven't been here. I was like, not you like abandoning your own apartment and then trying to make it seem like somebody stole your Tupperware. Like, he's really one of those like very strange whites, but it's fine because when he found his Tupperware, I was dying laughing because his girlfriend had to clean it. I'm just laughing the whole time, bitch. They were up in here because he over here running around and she over here just cleaning everything. And I was like, damn. I was like, he really got you working, huh, mama? I was like, be careful. I'm like, because my dad used to quit jobs when the child support was coming. And that's another thing. He called me the day before the eviction notice that he gave me and was talking about, oh, can you send my child support um, to this address? But first he gonna say, if I give you my address, you gotta promise not to go there. I was sitting here like, why are you giving me this address? And he said it was her address. He didn't say it was his. But then he's like, oh, the child support people been looking for me and I ain't been home. So can you give them this address? I'm like, sweetie, just say you're moving. Like, just say you're leaving. Just say that this is no longer your residence. Like, it was just giving like the jig is up. But I literally was just dying. I was like, sweetie, you want a secretary so fucking bad. And that's why I look at the new girl and I feel bad for her because it's like, sweetie, like he living in your house, no job, no apartment. He literally just gave you a key to this apartment after you gave him a key to yours. I just feel it like, bitch, again, the way he would come home and be like, yeah, I was just with such and such and I was fucking her and I didn't even really get no sleep. And I would just be like, because what do you say to that? It's like good, like, good evening, you know? Fair tidings. Like, I don't know what to say to that, but in retrospect, he was fucking his landlord. No, he really did, but also he was trying to like, he was letting me know, bitch, he was putting in work to get that new housing. And lowest of keys, they tried to play with me because they brought a bunch of boxes and they were like, if you need any of these boxes to move. And I was like, honestly, I'm actually good. I have two people in the building that have already offered to take my things and hold them for me as long as I need. So I'm actually good. I was like, I actually focused on building community and making friends within the building. I actually didn't have to fuck anybody or homosexual to like move out of this situation. Like I actually like invested in community. And so I'm going to be talking with my community to get my things moved. I'm not going to be using someone that I'm fucking as labor to move my belongings into their home and expect to take care of me. But I appreciate y'all. Like, thank you for your boxes. But, and then they used all the boxes. Because they needed them. Like, bitch, she has a lot of things. And that's another thing, too, is like when she came to like help him pack up his house or pack up his room or whatever, it's like his room looked insane. Like, it looked really crazy. And it's just like, you're just bringing this man into your house. But I'm not going to talk too much shit, bitch. I'm not going to talk too much shit. But it's just like, yeah, I don't feel like I've ever had a man like do any of that for me. Like, I feel like I had to pack my own stuff. So, low key, maybe I'm hustling backwards. You know? I'm joking. I just feel like at this point in my life, bitch, I really do want to have my own space. Like, I just feel like I don't want any space where anybody could put me out because fuck. Just fuck like having to deal with like people like trying to play with you, but also fuck not having security. Cause living in this space and knowing that like this motherfucker could come back here, I hate that for me. I hate that for me so much. All right. Anyways, I say all this to say I know that I'm fucked up. I know that things are wild. I know that this is not what anybody wanted to hear. Me neither. I don't want to have to tell this story. Like, honestly, like, that's the thing. The whole time I was dealing with Nat, I was like, yeah, I can't date you because when I have to tell this story or when I have to relive this or share this tea, I don't want to have to be like, yeah, the deadbeat dude that I was dating. Like, I wanted to be like, yeah, as soon as I learned he was a deadbeat, I got away from him romantically. But I feel like this has been a season where I realized that there's different levels of boundaries. It's something I didn't really think about before that like sometimes it's not Nat is not moved out. Nat is coming back tomorrow. And I'm gonna be so for real, bitch. There's a part of me that kinda wants to move out tonight. Just so that when he come back here, you know what I mean? Like I want him to be the last one in here so that like whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? And so that's my plan. But I don't know how realistic that is. Like, I know some people I know some people, but I just like I don't know. Like there's two different people in the building that told me that I could stay with them, but I'm really trying to weigh my options. Like it's just I feel like I have three options at this point and I'm really hoping for a fourth. Again, I feel like I see issues with all the arrangements that could happen next and I'm just like just trying to make the best decision for myself. I don't know what it is. I wish I did. But in some ways, I feel like it's real that I don't. Because I feel like in my past, I think I just like thought I knew like, you know, what to do. And then I also was like, fuck it. Like whatever happens, happens. And I don't really want to be like that moving forward. But the energy on the phone when I was calling the shelter people, they was like, oh well, sucks. Like, call your mom, call your friends. And it's like for sure. And I do have friends to call, and I'm grateful for that. But it's still not enough. Like, it's still not enough. Like, but at the same time, I feel like I don't know. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. I've called several shelters. It was more than one. I've called more than one, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of them are full. Like, that's the issue. It's not that, like, nobody. It's not that anyone's not qualified to be let into a shelter at this point. It's just, like, there are just so many people that have been abused, that need the access, that don't have the access, that have, you know, gone through something traumatic, that you know they need the support and I'm one of those people but I feel like I've been avoiding getting supported. I've been trying so hard for so long to not go to a shelter and in retrospect I wonder how different life would have been if I would have sought support before, you know, like and I don't like to live like that. I don't like to be that person that likes to that thinks, man, what if I would have did this at this time? Like I really try not to do that shit because There's so many things that happen. I try not to be a everything happens for a reason person either. Cause some shit is not, some shit was not for a reason. Like some shit had no reason. But with that being said, I am just trying to put out there what's going on with me. The last time I made a GoFundMe, it was honestly for me to move. Like me coming out here was me looking for housing. It wasn't me getting housing. And that was why I was not thinking that this arrangement would like be wild, because like, this is a person who had a year lease who was offering me a place to stay while I was looking for new housing, because as I told y'all before, my house was flooding. And so because my house was flooding, I was like, I do want to move, but I don't know where. And so me and this person had worked out an arrangement, but once I decided like we could not be romantically linking, I just feel like they tried to punish me for making that decision. And as I said before earlier on in the video, I feel good about my decision not to be with them romantically. I feel great about that. I feel like I saw who they were and I got away from them. But I do think that because I didn't have the support to get away from them before now, I definitely did put myself in harm's way. And I think that like the loneliness I experienced here was on purpose, because I really wasn't feeling lonely when I was dealing with them. I really wasn't feeling like isolated. But then at some point, I just started feeling like I had nobody. Like at some point, they were just gone for days, weeks, and I felt like I had been abandoned. And I didn't really think about what I was doing to get my needs met in that time. And so at this point now, I'm realizing that I crave like routine, that I'm craving some normalcy, that I really want to get out of like this like, I don't want to say struggle mindset, but I just feel like I've been like hustling and trying to make it work. And I'm just tired. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I just don't know what the fuck that looks like. But I definitely feel like there's a crack, there's a tower card moment that's happened, but I'm still adjusting. Like I'm still trying to figure out like what that looks like. But even when the Indian dude, I'm not gonna say his name, bitch, cause he don't matter, and I don't want him to go to jail, bitch, cause I don't want to fuck up nobody else's bag. If it work out for somebody else, I want them to eat. But when the Indian dude was offering me 20K, like all I was thinking about was like figuring out how to fix my business and figuring out how to like, move forward in life, go back to school. Like that's all I was about to do that shit for, was myself. And I feel like in retrospect, I feel like that's all I really want to do moving forward, is just make sure I'm doing things for myself and taking care of myself. And that's something it's been scary. It's been very scary. I feel like romantic love has been a way for me to kind of outsource care for myself. And I feel like some people can relate to that. Like some people can relate to like having romantic love kind of be a stand-in for self-love, or kind of be something that kind of carries you through um in your life. Maybe some people don't, but I've definitely felt like my romantic connections were also like kind of familial and kind of not necessarily like disconnected from my survival. And I think that like I was watching this video about how nobody really has ever like how humans have never dated in this climate where like a woman doesn't have to be connected to a man to survive necessarily, or where a man has access to so many sexual and dating options to the point where there's seemingly a lack of need to operate in a particular way. Like, because every woman is not looking for a husband, every man knows that he doesn't have to operate in a particular way either. And that even though there are some people looking for husbands or, long term partners to marry, There's the interim of like people that are just trying to have a good time, just trying to fuck, just trying to do something fun. And I feel like honestly, I do think that there are some of us who like, and you know what? People will say what they want to say about this, but I'm just trying to offer an opinion. I think that because like there's no guarantee that you could like be with a man and he could just take so much from you. I think that's why like the girlies are talking about like he has to pay for my presence, or like if I'm fucking him he has to pay my rent. Like I really do think that like unfortunately you can fuck a man and get nothing, or herpes, or a baby, which is a lot of responsibility. I do think that that's a hard correct for some of the girls. Is they're like, this man may ruin my life, but at least he could pay a month of rent. I hate to say that. Like, I hate to say that, but I get it. Like, I fucking get it, bitch. Like, I know some people. I'm so sorry. It's so funny to me because I know some people will be like, "Get the fuck out of here." But I think that that's another thing too. Is like, the conversation then becomes like, well, what are you doing to earn that rent? And that sucks. I hate that part of the convo. Because it's like, don't get me wrong. Like, in the beginning, I was earning this rent, I guess, by just being like, giving girlfriend experience to this man who is not about to get that from no other bitches, like, at all. But at the same time, once he found a bitch that would give him girlfriend experience and some coochie, I do think that he was like, all right. Oh, and a house. Let me not forget that. Like, he decided, you know what? I'm not going to pay no rent. He's like, I'm going to get a bitch to pay my rent. Mm, I mean, Miss Jackson, if you wouldn't mind expounding on that thought, I definitely want to hear you. Social media, I think it's capitalism. I think it's capitalism. I think everybody trying to like low key get money. Like I told you, this man pretended to be interested in me to the point where I was surprised. I was surprised when I realized, like, oh, wow, you're a love bomber. Like, I've learned about love bombing before, but I didn't realize, like, that's what was happening to me. Like, and some of y'all may realize this happening to you. I'm sorry to tell you that. Like, that shit's scary as fuck. But again, I only realized it because I seen him doing it to old girl. And I was like, damn, how do you just start fucking a new person and start acting like you're so in love? Like, how could you be in love yet? But it's fine. It's fine. I know it's going to seem like I'm impressed about it. It's more that I'm just like surprised at like how quickly people are moving. And then on top of it, like the way that he got a new bitch around his daughter, like I was like, damn, now I get why you had me around your daughter and your family so quickly. Like now I'm getting it. Like now it's making more sense to me. Like now I get why you were trying to make an emotional bond with me, so that like when you were asking me for gas money, like this motherfucker one time came to me and was like, I don't have money for my baby for milk. And I was like, and I already told y'all this is my first time dating a single parent, so I ain't know like it could get like that where like they just telling you straight up like my baby need milk. And so it's like, damn, like your baby need milk. So I gotta get it. And then on top of it, like he would be inviting his stepkids over, his ex stepkids, and they'd be like, you got McDonald's money? And I'm like, yo. So just saying, like they were a broke single parent, but they were like broke, but they still spending money on bitches. Like I seen them buy some charcoal toothpaste for the new bitch. I'm like, and one time, bitch, this was so crazy. We went to the grocery store, me and my roommate, and they had the nerve to put a bunch of shit for this bitch in the cart, and then they fucking card declined, and they was looking at me. I'm like, sweetie, ain't nobody paying for that tofu. No, and it's crazy because, like I told y'all, like, he literally was like love bombing her and telling me about it. Like, he fucked her, and in 3 days, he's like, I'm in love. And I was like, why do you think you're in love? He's like, well, she cooks for me. He's like, she talks to me gently. Like, he was really trying to drag me while lifting her up. I was like, you are so sick. Like, he really hit me with, oh, she likes me and treats me good. Then, he tried to tell me I'm not a nerd. He tried to tell me I'm not a motherfucking geek. He was like, she's a real nerd. I was like, just say she's white and go. Like, it was just like we had a real talk combo, honestly, like the last time we really talked for real. And it was awkward as fuck because I was like, I don't think you ever respected me as a person, and that's why I don't think you ever treated me good. And he was like, you're probably right. And I was like, no, I know I'm right. I didn't need you to say I'm probably right. Like, I know what's happening. I was like, just based on how you're treating these white bitches, I could tell how little you cared about me or how little you respected me. And then I was like, why the fuck were you at the checkout? And he said something about his ID because he had lost his photo ID at some point. And so he had made the remark that he still hadn't replaced his ID, and it was because of me. He was just like, "Oh, I haven't replaced my photo ID because the day I was supposed to go, you pissed me off." I was like, "What?" I was like, "What did I do?" I was like, "What did I do to piss you off that you missed your appointment to get your photo ID?" He was like, it's when you called me a white supremacist and you told me I shouldn't date women of color. And I was like, well, I was like, that was based on your behavior. And honestly, I was like, you played me for two white bitches back to back. I just don't want my sisters and siblings to go through this. Like, I don't know why that was a problem. And I'd say it again. I don't care. Like, I'm in my era of like telling white people to stay away from black people. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm not in my era of telling everybody white to be around everybody not white. I'm not in my era of doing that, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care anymore. I just feel like protect yourselves, people of color, protect your motherfucking self, because white people will really be around you and really be weird. Because like honestly, he would get so mad. Like I would be like, yo, I would try to tell him that it's weird that he's teaching his daughter Korean, but like he's not Korean, and like I just feel like they're trying to give their kids like access to culture that they don't really have themselves, and they're not being very respectful. And then on top of that, they really believe white apologism is a thing, and they think that that's what anybody is saying when they're saying like, yo, you need to like acknowledge what this culture is or who these people are, not just essentialize da 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 da. And his energy was just like, wow. He's like, my child is gonna eat Korean food if they want to, and I'm gonna teach them that it's Korean food, and blah. And I'm like, that's fine, but like, peanut butter and jelly is also a thing. Like they were like my kid, they're like my baby doesn't want pizza. Like they're really trying to make it seem like the baby is in control of what they eat completely, and like the baby must eat all of this Asian food. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the baby eating the Asian food. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, friends. What I'm saying is I'm trying to figure out like how they teach the baby that they're white. Like how do you teach your baby to be white and respectful? And like their energy was just like, how dare you? And I was like, oh, okay. And then they were like, we're not gonna teach our baby to be an apologist. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And they started getting really mad. No, I'm smoking rose petals. I'm doing breath work. Honestly, bitch, if there was ever a time to Nam Yoho Renge Kyo, like, this would be it, bitch. Because it's the way that I don't be meditating, but I really wish I could. I really wish I had that stillness of mind, but I'm going to keep on meditating on it with this. I'm sorry. I feel like that's how people like do the wine. Like they like I'm crying. I'm crying. I don't know what time it is. Oh, that yo, I think that last person that said that you hid, yeah, I think they were just talking about being on the West Coast. But I appreciate you for being diligent with the blocks. You're good. It's called fried ice cream. As I said, I'm smoking weed that costs $1. It's not strong, so you gotta hit it back to back to back, bitch. It's like, and my nerves been real bad, bitch. Like I hate that for me. Like I'm usually not a scary bitch, but I don't know. It's just the way that that little motherfucker had that knife, bitch. He was really trying to kill my ass. He was really trying to kill my ass. It seemed like at certain points, he was trying to de-escalate, but at other points, no. That's crazy. And motherfuckers just had me think anything, everything. It is what it is. But anyways, my goofy ass in the midst of all of this, like actually not even in the midst of all of this, but before all of this, actually, I went on a date with this person who's a Capricorn, and honestly, bitch, I was reminded why I don't deal with us. Oh my God, Capricorn on Capricorn love is dangerous. Dangerous. Cause it feels so right, but it's so wrong. Nah, you're amazing, love. You're doing great. I wish I could give you a raise. But yeah, I'm gonna be so for real. Dealing with a Capricorn person as a Capricorn person is terrifying. Cause baby, you already know we casing the place. You already know we're looking for signs of brokenness. You already know. And I feel like I gave broke before he gave broke, but he definitely gave broke. Yeah. Like I'm gonna be real with you, bitch. Like I feel like I did way too much. I taught him how to touch my pussy, and bitch, he did an amazing job. I'll give him an A for effort on the pussy. Wow, a Capricorn in bed, we're gonna get it every time. We're aiming to be the best. Like on some Pokemon, we want to be the very best. We really are out here. We will win in the bed. We will win. And don't tell us the road to go. Like don't tell us the instructions because we will follow them and we will figure it out. Exactly. So once I had taught him how to touch my pussy good, I kind of realized after the fact that he really didn't even know about pussy like that. And again, I just feel like throughout the whole situation, like we had a convo. It don't even matter, bitch. It don't even matter. The crux of what I'm trying to offer is it felt right, but it felt off, like right and off. In the end, bitch, I realized he was trying to homosexual too, bitch. Good God, bitch. We see each other. And also, honestly, bitch, I feel like he was gay. Like, no tea, no shade. Like, I really feel like he was definitely trying to fuck this man that he was about to live with. And I could just tell, like, the way he was talking, like, I just feel like you let a motherfucker talk long enough, you'll realize he don't even like your ass. He really trying to, steal another man's house. Like, it was just a lot. And he literally took me out to eat to break up with me. But, like, not break up with me, but basically, like, reverse sell himself. And, like, we had talked about doing that, but we had never did it. But he started telling me everything wrong with him, bitch. And it was really crazy because I felt bad as hell. Because, like, as he's talking, I'm like, yeah, I'm never talking to you again. Also, bitch, right before we got our food, he asked me if I wanted to split a soda. And I'm going to be so for real. That's when I knew, like, he hates me. He hates me. He don't even think I could want my own drink. He thought I would want to share a drink. We have not even kissed. I know. Yes, he touched my pussy. We didn't make out. I'm not trying to make out with everybody, bitch. They could touch my pussy. They could play with the clip. That's fine. But yeah, I'm not gonna make out with everybody. And the thing is, bitch, he had nice lips for a Caucasian, and I did want to kiss him, but and I'm gonna be real with you. Before he touched my pussy, bitch, the way he was playing with my hair, bitch, and my natural, bitch, and he was in my natural, and it was dry from the pool, bitch. And he was like, "You smell amazing," like, bitch. He was really on me, bitch. And here's the thing, bitch. I wanted a fucking Harito. He wanted to get a fountain soda. I'm like, bitch, they have a Mandarin Harito here. I will not hear anything of it. Like, if I see a Mandarin Harito, I'm gonna get a Mandarin Harito. Or the strawberry. But the strawberry not that good to me, to be honest. I don't know what it is about the Mandarin. I'm just saying, if a man was he emotional, bitch, he had a fucking Gemini moon, Cap Stellium, like 5 placements in Capricorn. So he was honestly mad shaky. At one point he referred to himself as frail as fuck. And honestly, you know what? I don't even know Miss Tamarind. I don't even know her like that. But yeah, no, when he asked to split the soda, I was like, that's kind of crazy. And the burger place that he told me about was actually good as fuck. I will be back there, but I pray I don't run into him. And then I told him about my incense spot. God damn, on the way back from the burger place, we stopped to get incense. And then when he dropped me off, like it was awkward because he told me straight up, he's like, when I'm around you, I can't really control myself. And I was like, you ain't got to worry about that no more. And I just got out the car and left because it's like, why are you trying to make it seem like I'm making you do anything? Like he was, in retrospect, I feel like it was like he wanted like some sub dom shit maybe. Not emotional support. I'm crying, bitch. Yeah, it was bizarre, but he was really trying to make it seem like, oh, like you've taken advantage of me. And I was like, girl, I gotta go. I gotta go. And like again, we had big fun the first time we kicked it, and then he came back the second night and we kicked it again. But I feel like after that, it was just like bizarre, because he was trying to make it seem like we were doing too much, and I was like, I don't disagree, but I'm gonna let you go, because if you saying we doing too much and we ain't even really did too much, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. And so I let him go. Then there was this other person I was talking to, but they're going through a divorce, and honestly, I feel like they just want an emotional support bitch. And I was like, I'm not doing that. And I fucked around trying to tell them about like the drama I was having with the Capricorn, and they fucked around and tried to think I was talking about them. And they were like, well, they're like, we can just like video chat. We don't have to talk that much. I was like, oh, you ain't gotta worry about me. And I hung up on them. Then, oh my God, bitch, there was a pastor I was talking to, because there's like this church for like people who've been harmed by the church, which intrigued me. And I had a convo with the person who runs it, like the reverend bitch. Bitch, not the motherfucking reverend bitch. But me and the reverend was talking, bitch, and I was talking to the reverend about motherfucking about housing and all types of like shit like that. And they had really cool views on like Christianity and the harm that's happened to people. Like they were basically trying to find people who were like interested in talking about like the root of Christianity, and we're not interested in like queer phobic and like heteronormative Christianity. What up, D? And so I was intrigued by him, but then he tried to tell me something really creepy. Like, not creepy, but like I just feel like we started having a conversation that got real sexual like real quick, and then he asked me a question that was like very personal. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but he basically was trying to figure out if I was interested in some sort of sex act. And once I told him I was not, um he then was trying to make it seem like, oh, he ain't know what we was talking about. Like he just started trying to gaslight me. And so I stopped dealing with him. But I was just like, damn, bitch, even the reverend is up to some bullshit. And it's like, you a fucking reverend. Like, you could just keep it a buck and keep it real. But yeah, even the Reverend acting a fool. It is what it is. The Reverend popping out kind of had me shook because I was like, damn, even the fucking Reverend. My God, yeah, I don't know, bitch. I feel like I'm not doing none of them, but I do feel like my ex is probably the best option for me to go fuck with, honestly, next, because like I know he does not want to date me, but at the same time, from what he was telling me on the phone, he needs a lot of support right now too. And if I'm being super honest with you, like throwing away a bunch of stuff in a white man house, I could do worse. That's how I feel, and I feel like on the same subject, he's another person that's like no kids, is wanting to be a dad. I'm sure, but who knows if that's ever going to be the case for him. But I feel like he's the most harmless person I could like actually engage with at this time, just because I feel like we have history. I feel like I don't want to say he owes me a favor, but he thinks so. So I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna just let him do what he want to do in that situation. But his energy was just like, I don't mind helping, but just so you know, like my house look crazy, and I was like, I feel you, and I feel for him because like he worked from home, so I'm sure it's easy to get caught up in like hoarding in your house, and that's all I got. Like, I'm grateful that one of my exes is even open to like me like coming to their space because I got a couple exes that I know will be like, bitch. But I'm grateful I don't have to ask none of them motherfuckers. Like I'm grateful as hell I don't have to ask nobody else. Like I'm so grateful. Woo. Hell no, bitch. Honestly, like I would throw up. I would throw the fuck up. But yeah, no. I feel like the other thing is I told a couple people about the Lex app, LEX. If you're a queer person, listen, if I'm toxic, I'll be that. But there's an app called Lex, LEX. It is an app for queer people. It's kind of like a queer Craigslist. If you're like local to other queer people, like they'll probably be telling you about events. Like a lot of events get shared on there. A lot of political protests, movement stuff. But also cool things like there's a person trying to do like an art um an art moment, like basically like offering like a moment for people to do some artistic expression in this location where there's also protests happening. And so the idea, I believe, was like to offer safety by having people doing things around the protesters that are like regular things that anybody can do so that there'll be more eyes on them, so the police have more accountability. And so with that being said, like if you're someone that is like a little bit of a hermit, a little bit scared, looking for COVID conscious events where people are offering masks, snacks, sliding scale donation events, like that's where you would go. There's also a lot of groups on there. I'm in a group right now for sex worker support. I don't really have anything to report about that group because like I just got up in there. But there was a group that I was a part of that I shared with y'all that like it's just people sharing their poetry, and it's really beautiful to be able to see original works of art from people. But I think there's other ways to utilize this space. And as I said also before, there's another group I'm a part of called like Rural Queers. And it's a group where like people are in like the middle of nowhere, but they still want to find connection with people. They still want to make friends. And so if you found yourself a little bit isolated and you're a queer person, or maybe you're just questioning, like maybe you don't know if you're a queer person, maybe you don't like labels, whatever the case may be, it's a space for you, and I hope that you feel safe enough to express yourself there. I know some people that I've shared with the space were able to finally like share like the name that they chose for themselves, finally able to post pictures of themselves looking how they want to look. Wow, word. Um, with that being said, I appreciate y'all for hearing me out and listening. I'm trying my best to just stay alive. I was already going through a lot of things. And now I feel like it's beyond me just like keeping it to myself and trying to just figure it out on my own. And I know community is always the fucking answer, but I know I'm not the only person going through a lot of fucking shit and keeping it to their motherfucking self because they don't want to share all the shit they're going through and not get support. But at the same time, it's like if I am not supported in a particular way, that is a valid, that's a reality. There are a lot of people going through a lot of things and they're hoping to get supported. So I just want to put it out there that I have no idea what all I need in the moment. I have no idea where all I'm about to go. I think my ex is like the most realistic thing. I feel like my plan is to come back by tonight or tomorrow and just be able to share, like what's transpired. But I do have a goal to talk to my neighbors and just see like just where they're at. Cause one of my neighbors asked me to move in with them weeks ago, but their child's father is still in their house, and that's why they wanted me to move in because they were kicking their child's father out. And so, since their child's father is still there, I have not inquired about um, moving into there at all because I'm not trying to overwhelm. But I also know that she did have someone else living with her who moved out very recently. So I know that it's possible for me to live there. But again, I'm not trying to overwhelm nobody. And I'm not trying to take advantage of the friendship that we've built and ask for way too much. And I feel like when she asked me to be her roommate, I think I was doing a little bit better. I'm crying. Not a stepdaddy. Not a stepdaddy. You're funny as hell. Yeah, no, I don't. I have no desire to take over anybody's space or do too much. And I think that's why I'm just kind of like just sitting here, just sharing what I've tried to do already. Cause I could, as I said, reach out to my neighbors, but I've been trying to figure out alternatives. Cause this building is straight. I don't hate living here, but it's not the best. Definitely not the best. And I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much. But yeah, no, I'm just definitely trying to like make this move without having to burden too many people. Cause again, I already know we're in the end of motherfucking times, and I don't feel entitled to anybody's support. I just know that unfortunately we live in a kind of world where like if you don't talk about what you're going through, nobody can fucking help you. And even though like it's nobody's job to help you, people do want to help a lot of times. And I know that like in several situations that I've been privy to, I know that like I didn't have too much, but I had enough to do something. And so that's the energy that I have moving forward, is that I know that like sometimes people feel like we don't deserve to be helped. We don't feel like our situation is that deep, and I'm just not in that space. Like I feel like I know I deserve support. I know other people deserve support, and I know that unfortunately we do have to break silence and be vulnerable to be in a position to receive. And I think I've been trying to avoid that. Honestly, like I've been trying to avoid having to be honest about needing support because again, I'm super aware that a lot of people need support, and I've just been seeing the way that just things are deteriorating, and it's very obvious that it's not we're not going through the same kind of poverty, the same kind of situations that we were going through before. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to operate like I know that shit and just make better decisions. But I'm really hoping that I'm able to just make a move that makes sense because I've met some really cool people recently, and I'm just really hoping that, I can maintain my boundaries long enough to really get to know them because I think that that's one thing that I really want to start doing more of, which is just maintaining a little bit of distance just so that if people act a fool or start acting weird, it's not some big fallout. Like, it's just a block, a delete, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's the thing. I was holding on to people really closely, and I should have had a little bit more space. And I can admit that for myself that I was in survival mode, and then also I was lonely as fuck, and I wanted to not feel lonely. I wanted to feel desired. I wanted to feel connected, and I was doing things that in retrospect really weren't that. So yeah, I have regrets about this time, but I'm also grateful that I get to live to fight another day, bitch, because it's the way I just had moments where I just didn't think I was gonna survive. And because I did, I'm like, Um, I mean, here's my thing. I mean, being the one that can't be helpful and being the one that needs to ask for help does suck as a Capricorn, because you want to be helpful, you want to be resourceful, but sometimes, like, you really need to, like, step back so you can step forward, and I just feel like that's where I'm at. But I appreciate you just for saying that genuinely. And I feel like my ex, um, I don't know. If I'm being honest with you, I feel like Libras always love their exes like a little bit. Maybe not to the degree that they used to, but I just feel like the way that Libras be operating in love, I just don't feel like they could ever like for real like be like fuck that person or be like, oh, I'm done with them for life. Like, I really feel like it takes a lot personally for a Libra to be done with you. Even like me and Nat having beef or whatever, like, he still had the nerve to like give me a heads up on when the fuck he coming back. Like, I'm not saying that like he loves me, but I feel like as much as he don't like me and he's annoyed with me, I still don't think that they're able to go 100% like fuck you for life type shit. Like they can be mad and very mad at you. But I think if they ever love you or liked you or fucked with you, I think that their heart always has something for you. Even if it's not like this romantic expression of love, I do think that they still see you in some capacity, especially again, if after the relationship ends, y'all are still able to maintain friendship. Because I have had 5 Libras right at this point. I've dated 5 Libras, and I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I feel like one of them, I know for a fucking fact, like, is not talking to me mainly because, you know, I said fuck you in a big way, and I do wonder about them. But at the same time, I feel like it's probably like in their contract with their new house that they can never talk to me again. Honestly, so I'm respecting that boundary. Then there's one who, like, I don't check on their life. I feel like somebody told me that they adopted a child. Like, I feel like from just hearing that, I refuse to believe that they're thinking about me at all. Not saying that they think like fuck me, but I don't think that they're worried about me like that. And I feel like, again, if I seen them, who knows what it would be. I'm not pressed about that though. I just want to be candid. Like, I just want motherfuckers to live their best life. Um, and I love to see black love. That's all I'm gonna say. With that being said, though, do I feel like all my Libra exes hate my guts? Definitely not. But I do feel like, again, some of them are annoyed at me. Some of them think I'm frustrating and annoying, for sure. But I feel like that's the other thing that makes me laugh. It's like, I don't know how the fuck me and Libras be getting together. Because it's like they're so different. We're so fucking different. But I think that's why we be getting together. Because, like, they be thinking the shady stuff, but they don't be saying it. And we be saying the shady stuff. And I feel like they kind of love it. I feel like they love the mess. And I feel like we love the fact that we get to be insiders and we get to hear the thoughts of like someone who performs like they're so nice. Like, I feel like that's the thing. They perform like they're so nice, but when you're with them in private, whoa. And I think that's why I love them, because it's like, bitch, like, you be really out here, but I feel like that's the gag. It's like they're literally fake. Like, they're literally fake as fuck. Like, they literally love to be like, you know what I mean? But then let them be by themselves with a blunt. They'll be talking so much shit, but they'll never say this shit to these people. And I feel like, again, that's why I love it. I love it for the insider vibes. But again, I just feel like that Jekyll Hyde, that two-facedness, that's and you. I just feel like you never see the end. That's the only thing. I just feel like you never see the end of Unilibra because they're fake. And so I feel like by the time it's the end, you're like, whoa. And then it's like, tune in next time because they're a fucking cartoon. That's just how I feel. I could be wrong. Um, but yeah, no, like, I genuinely don't know if my ex like loves me. I can't imagine so. I know that he's nice. I know that he's friendly. Um, I know that I know that he's lonely. Like, I feel like that's the other thing too. Is like I know he's lonely. I know that he had someone he was seeing, but he did not mention them not one time. So I don't know if he's still seeing them. But it was long distance. I remember. But we were on the phone for an hour. He didn't mention her not once. So, and the fact we were on the phone for an hour, he was shook. He was like, "Wow, I can't believe we were on the phone for this long." And I was like, "Yeah, it was good catching up." But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Yeah. Do I still love him? No. What up, Maddie? What up, Sabah? What up? I don't still love him. I think again, I think he's just a harmless man. And I feel like that's all I can handle right now. Like I can't deal with no man that's gonna be saying no crazy shit to me. I can't deal with no man that's gonna be annoying. Like, and I feel like as much as I don't think that my ex is not annoying, I think we all can be annoying. And I think again, I think he's just been consistent in that he is loving, has the capacity to love. But he a Libra, so he be fake. Honestly, this live is about to be over, but it was very traumatic. And so if you do not have any space to listen to no trauma, get on out of here because it's not gonna be worth it to change your mood, you know? I want you to just get on out of here so you can just not have to worry about changing your mood or not feeling good no more. But nah, this live has been messy as fuck and a lot. Um, they do have a big heart. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. But I do think that once they have someone new in their heart, they do switch up. And I do think it can be quite traumatic to experience that because you really want to be loved and treated correctly. But at the same time, unfortunately, being loved and treated correctly also comes with, well, I don't know. I feel like Libras know how to love and treat you correctly, but I do think that like learning your partner does take time, and I think that that's the biggest issue with Libra is they don't really give a lot of time for their feelings to develop, and I feel like you could really be attracted to somebody very quickly, which I feel like they are. Like I feel like Libras get attracted very quickly, but that's not necessarily love, you know. Like it's not love just because we're fucking each other quickly or we're touching each other quickly. I'm crying. But yeah, no, I'm about to dip. But just thank y'all for holding space for me. Thank y'all for listening. I'm grateful that I didn't cry this whole live. Like I feel like I was able to share this shit very clearly and very plainly. I know it took a long time for me to get this out. 182 minutes. My God, what's that? Dang, that's 3 hours. It is what it is. But yeah, I just thank y'all for listening to me. I'm sorry it was so long. I'm sorry the show was a mess. I really like wanted it to be more cohesive, but I don't know how cohesive this shit could really fucking be at this point. With all that being said, I feel like my plan today is to go handle some things with the Virgo, and I don't know. I really don't know. Like I wanted to do my laundry today. I was gonna pack some of my stuff. I wanted to take my blanket to the dry cleaner because it's a down blanket, and honestly, I want it to be clean. And I have no idea how to clean a down blanket myself. I'm gonna Google it, but I have no idea. But anyways, now listen, I'm grateful y'all even check for me because, bitch, honestly, it's the way that I was sitting here. Like, I could make a new YouTube channel. Like, my thought process was I was gonna go to my, like, this was gonna sound crazy, But I was basically gonna go to the comment section of all the videos and try to follow back everybody that comments to try to get them to comment. Like it was I was just gonna try to do a bunch of stuff, but I was just like, honestly, be still. And then I got an email from Google that was like, bitch, you've been trying to get into your account, we're gonna help you. And I was like, thank you. Cause I didn't think it was gonna ever work. Like I literally can't afford a phone right now. I'm literally on Wi-Fi right now on a device I've had for 2 years that I'm surprised works, period. But I literally can't afford to get a new phone. So I was just like, damn, how am I gonna do a two-factor authentication? I only have one phone. I can only do one factor. Um, it was just a lot. It was just a lot, bitch. So the fact that I even got to come back here, I'm grateful. I'm not trying to be a stranger. If I don't come back tonight, I will be back tomorrow. But my plan is to keep things short with the Virgo today, because honestly, if I'm gonna be so for real, there's no way, like, the light bill due, rent due, you cannot suck that dick for free. You know what I mean? And not saying that I ever sucked the dick for free. I never sucked the dick for free. But I just feel like I don't want to be acting like everything's cool. And I feel like I made the date with him before I even knew I was fucking evicted. And now that I'm evicted, I'm like, well, like, you could run some errands for me, but I don't know how much chilling gonna be in this motherfucker because bitches got shit to do. Really do. And so, like I said, I'm trying to talk to my neighbor. I'm trying to talk to both of them. I don't know. It's funny. Like my neighbors that both said that they would help me live across the hall from each other, which is kind of cute. Cause it's like, damn, bitch. Like both these hoes are just two bad bitches. But if I'm being super candid, like I don't know them very well. Like I know them probably less than I knew this man, but they've treated me better. So I'm trying to just remember that. That like this man did not treat me that good. Nubia, I'm dead that you just woke up, baby. To assume that people aren't eating salads just because they're fat is tragic, but that's the world we living in. Anyways, I appreciate y'all for listening. Nubia, I'm sad that you just got here because I've been here for like 3 hours, and I'm like, damn, I didn't even know I was here this long. I'm gonna let people catch up on everything. Honestly, no, but I feel like I shared a lot, and I'm hoping that it hits. No, I'm hearing you, baby. But yeah, no. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like I didn't even know that man. So it's like, that's why I'm just like, I don't know anybody, really. And so I'm just trying, I don't know. I'm just trying my best to just remember that I don't know anybody. So I gotta make moves. But yeah, I should be back tonight. If I'm not back tonight, it's because I went to bed early. But my plan is to try to come back before I go to sleep and just be candid about what's this all going on. But if I'm being super candid, bitch, I feel like this some started from the bottom shit. Um, I feel like there's some like, you know, we in the ashes, but you know what I mean? That's just how I feel. But I appreciate y'all for hearing me out. Thank y'all for listening. Have a good day.